No worries. How you doing, bird? Yeah. 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 I mean, you were on a break for a few months, and I stream really late. No. I'm usually up during the day. It's just that half the time I'm working. So, like the only time I get to stream is during the night. All right. No worries. I'm live as well. Oh, hi, Goober. Oh, thank you for claiming first, Neko. Hey, Goober, and hey, Hakase. Alright, that's fine with me. Do you... For this, since I'm gonna be going through the story with you, since a lot of the stuff gets unlocked as you do the story, do you want me to weaken my armor set so we're not, like, rushing through this, or do you not mind? Yeah, no, like, the monsters will still have enough health. It's just that, what would be maybe like a 10-minute fight might turn it down to like a 5-minute fight. All right. Yeah, so I have a private lobby open. What you can do is I can send you the lobby ID, and then we can just go from there. You just need to just on the main menu, or if you talk to Alma, you can do lobby search, and then that's one way that you can do it. Yeah, if only I can make it so I can just copy it easier, but that should be it. And how y'all doing, Goober? How you doing, Hakase? Yeah. Yeah, if you have a good graphics card, like if you have a 40 series card, you'll be able to run everything fine. But okay, it should be able to run it fine. But oh, yeah, no worries. It's like that. All right, let me know if you manage to get in. And let me do a check. Ah, yep, there we go. Let me send a friend request. I have to go add our other VTuber sibling Jaka on this game too. Nope. The only people I've played with are Yuki, Sidre, Vesper, and oh, did I play with anybody else? I think I've only played with those three. I think everybody else I haven't had the chance to play with yet. Yeah. Under invitation list on the 4th tab, communications, you can do it from there. Alright, a little tired. Oh, good, just popping in, saying hi before bed. Okay, thank you for popping in, Hakase. And I'm doing pretty good, Goober. I'm just, I'm just hanging out. And hey, Haste. Hey, Boom. How you doing? Yeah, so with, With, and now that we're hunting friends, I think if you just put up your quest, I will eventually get the chance to just join your quest, just straight up. Yeah, so you'll have your whole like set of things to do on the right. I think it should tell you with what's it called? Oh, if you can also hear something in the background, that's my dad inflating our car's tires. Oh wait, fantastic. No, he's just like, oh, the tire pressure isn't as high. But yeah, just put up any quest or whatever thing that the game is having you do, and then I should be able just to pop right in. Oh. Let me see if I can pop into your stream just because of. Oh, I lag so much. You can add, if you back out, let's see. Oh, you need to talk to Eric and Nata. Because the whole, like, yeah, just talk to the people you need to. It's no harm to me. Oh, I have ads. Just because of how the story works, you're just gonna be going through and you're just gonna have quests set up anyway. So, as you go through the story, it'll automatically become a quest, and since we are in the same lobby, I will have the chance to join it later on. So, like, as you're heading to that campsite, you're gonna encounter some stuff, and then the quest will start up, and then that's pretty much it. This entry is much more story-based compared to the previous ones, so there is a bit of downtime in between stuff. So yeah, because the older Monster Hunter games, well, Monster Hunter World has a lot more downtime, because there's like some quests where you have to go explore the map for like 20 minutes to find like markings, and that can get kind of annoying. Yeah, in World, it was one of like the things that you had to do. It's like, go find these very specific markings, fill up a bar, and then you can continue on with your quest. It's more for the fact that they wanted to focus on exploration at the time. Because before, Monster Hunter was very much based on... exploration wasn't that big of a thing. Like, they had the worlds they had the maps you could explore, but it wasn't like a focused part on the, of like the whole gameplay loop. Yeah, so Dauntless got its inspiration from Monster Hunter, because Monster Hunter had a very big gap in between. But the difference was, like, they wanted people to explore the maps and stuff, because there's just like a bunch of points where you can gather materials and stuff. But once they transitioned to be a little bit more actiony, the whole what's it called, the world system, since it was the first time they had an open world map, they wanted more like exploration stuff. That's why they forced people to kind of look for markings to increase or to like really show off their hard work and stuff. And for this game, they kind of toned that down, and then they made exploration as part of, like, you reach the point to get to the monster, to the quest. So you're still exploring the map, but you're not doing like busy work. If my rambling makes any sense. Yeah. Streams are cozy. Thank you, Mocha. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you? And then... Paste. That's why you don't want to play World? Yeah. I mean, World has a lot. World has a lot of fun things in it. It is worth a play, though that grind to get there, or that like break in between of just exploring the map, is kind of annoying. No worries. I'm just talking to my chat. So if you don't hear me talk for a while, it's probably me muting so I can talk to chat. I mean, it's like that. It is technically the middle of the day for for most of the US right now. Or most of North America. It's like midday right now, or almost dinner time. So it is what it is. The emotes are cool. Did you draw them yourselves? I drew my what's it called? I drew my temporary emotes. Some of the emotes are drawn by people I know. One was gifted to me, and the other one was drawn by my VTuber mama. And then with that emote, I mean, I can kind of see it. It's kind of funny. And I'm doing good, Mocha. I'm just chilling today. Ireland is 11 p.m. Oh. Did you manage to get some sleep, Mocha? From yesterday? It's all up to you. Though the one part about this game is that there is a lot of on-rails walking. As you will see like a bit later on. It's while you're doing the story thing. It's just like kind of... It's the on-rails walking is just so they can do some exposition while still taking you to the places that you need to go to. But sometimes it gets a little tedious. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, 7 hours of sleep, Mocha. Excellent, excellent. That's what I like to hear. I just wanted to pop in and say hi. Hope the stream goes well. Thank you, Goober.
Yes.
Thanks for stopping by. Oh, she looks so good.
I heard from the others.
Oh, hi, Vio. Welcome in. Early stream today? Yes, I'm streaming twice today. I'm streaming right now with my VTuber sibling, General Bird, and I will be streaming with Rio and Donna B at 8. Yeah. A lot, like, there's a playstyle for everybody, and there's definitely moves that you can enjoy through every weapon. Like, some of the heavier weapons have clashes, so if monsters do like a big hitting move, if you guard at the right time, you'll do like a clash, like a power clash. And then some weapons, like the ones that I play, have offset attacks, where it's essentially like a parry counter. So it can get pretty fun. Mmm. Makes sense. But yeah, there's definitely like weapons for everybody to play with. It's just the fun part. Yeah, I mean, there is 14 weapons to play with, so that's something for everybody. There is a technical yes, but the actual answer is no. Like, some monsters have better weak points for different weapons. So bow, bowgun, and bow, light bowgun, and heavy bowgun deal shot damage, and then like hammer, hunting horn, shield bash, greatsword bash, I think lance bash deal bludgeoning damage, so that can knock out monsters, and certain points take a little bit more damage, and then every other bladed weapon deals slashing damage, and lance and gun lance, depending on what part you're hitting, depending on its highest weak value, like sometimes there'll be a slashing 50 and then a bludgeoning 45, it will use the higher number. Not really, no. So the thing with the game is that even though that there is like different number or different like weak points, for the most part, a lot of people just go like, yeah, just hit the head. It's mostly weak there anyway. But at the same time, it's just like, just use what you want to play. You could metagame it if you really want to, but as long as you're having fun with the game, you just do whatever the heck you want. The best weapon you can play is the weapon that you like playing the most. But yeah, it is a double collab today, VL. So my voice might be tired later. And yes, hello Don, hello me nuts. Sorry for not saying hi to you earlier. But yeah. Greatsword your love? Greatsword's pretty good. Yeah. I think... So, this is a free almond skin that we get, and then... I think the event goes on for like 2 weeks. It's either 1 week or 2 weeks. And how are you both? And how are you, VL? How's everybody doing today? Yeah. That's their ever-expanding usage of the world around them that they've crafted. Yeah, minutes. You got plenty of time. There's a bunch of stuff that right now. I think you can get an armor set as well, depending on the event quest. Oh, there's so many event quests active right now. Is this every...
All right.
Oh, so this game, they've had a cat follow you around to help you since I think Monster Hunter 2? So it is not unique. The last series we had a dog that also like you could have a cat and a dog. The one before that you had a cat. I think the one before that you could have 2 cats. Oh, also the game before Monster Hunter Rise, you could have either 2 cats, 2 dogs, or you can have one of each. But only if you're playing solo. Oh. Oh no. So the cats are called palicos, and then and then the dogs in Rise is just, they're called, canines, but they're spelled slightly different. Sorry, give me a moment. I accidentally messed with my... Did I mess with my... Oh, no, they're called palamutes. I think the species are called canines. Thank you, BL. Oh, give me a moment. I think I messed up my, I messed up my game screen. What did I press? Can I go back? Oops. That's not it. Gosh darn it. Oh, your friend. Okay, see you later, me nuts. And thank you, VL. Thank you for both. And then, hey, see, you just have to equip the other dog. Alright, there we go. I think that should be everything. Yeah, and the dog. I don't like. I get the. I have similar feelings about Werner. He's okay sometimes. Other times he's just like, I don't like him too much. Sorry about that, bird. I messed up my my OBS a little bit.
No, it's all good. Is this a spot where you can join me, or do I need to go further? Or actually, I think that's it right there.
Yeah, once it says quest started, that's when I can join you.
Okay.
Understood.
It's also glad to hear that everybody's doing well today. Man, I love Monster Hunter. Even though the past 25 minutes has been me just wandering around.
What was wrong with your OBS?
Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't really anything. It's just that I accidentally hit the scale button on my on my preview screen to be canvas instead of scale to window, so it was really zoomed in.
Ah, okay.
So
I don't
couldn't-
actually personally use OBS. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, it just means I couldn't see anything on my preview screen.
Oh, okay. What? Oh, what is that? You know what? That's a problem for later.
Oh yeah, yeah. His big shield does give dopamine, but I just love the hammer so much. Hammer's so much fun.
Can I not just invite you to a link party? Is that how that works?
Link party would be if you went out onto the world, and then I can join you from there. If
Okay.
But I don't think that would activate the quest itself. Yeah, because I wouldn't be there with you.
Okay.
Since, okay, you're on that part of the quest, I will do my own quest in the meantime.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yes.
Let's see. I've done that one. Where's this quest give? Done that one. Patience. Percent 2.
Yeah, outside of this, what kind of games are you into, man?
Aside from this game, I play a lot of different games. Oh, gosh darn it. I accidentally disconnected myself somehow. Give me a quick moment.
Is there a way to rejoin the lobby, or do I need to invite you somehow?
No, I can rejoin the lobby. As long as it's the same lobby, I'll be able to join in.
Okay.
All right. Let me know if you change your mind. Yeah.
Alright, there we go. But yeah, lately I've been playing through Elden Ring. And then I've been playing through Elden Ring. I like a lot of JRPGs. Before this, I played through Nier Automata. Before that, I played Dark Souls 1. On my...
Wait,
Let's have another
hang
one
on.
with Moose
Is Dark
Forest
Souls
today.
considered a JRPG?
Technically.
The guild sent a supply
Not in the
item.
traditional sense of a turn-based game, but it is a Japanese RPG.
That, that's fair.
But, like, for the more traditional ones, I really like Dragon Quest.
Isn't that one a little closer to, like, the original Final Fantasy games, if I remember correctly?
Yeah. It is... Dragon Quest is I think their oldest IP. But their most popular, I would have to say, is probably Final Fantasy.
So it's made by the same people?
Yeah.
Okay. I think, honestly, outside of Dark Souls, Neo's considered a JRPG, right? I guess since it's like a Japanese RPG, like along the same vein.
Neo as in like Nioh, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think technicalities, it's an action. I think like Dark Souls and Neo, I think they're technically action RPGs.
Okay.
Because a lot of people consider JRPGs to be like the turn-based ones.
I mean, if that's the case, it feels like a bit of a misnomer then.
Yeah. It's a lot of vernacular and what's the word? Semantics.
Oh. Whoa. Oh, I need to eat.
But then again, it could just be me misinterpreting the words. I'm not a
I suppose so.
technologist.
Sorry, I'm like dealing with this thing and I've never seen it before.
No worries.
I'm learning a new move set on the fly.
This game is all about learning the monster and also learning how to play the game. As most games are.
Yeah. You know, this guy does a lot of damage, but as long as you... What? Is he doing shrooms?
Are you fighting the,
It's like a mix between a hippo and a orangutan.
oh, the hippo monkey.
Is that what it's called? Just hippo monkey?
No, well,
'Cause
he's
if
like,
so...
it has a name. I don't know, are you fighting it already, or are you...
Yeah.
Alright, I should be able to join you in a little bit then. Because otherwise, I don't know if it's a matter of I need to... If you would have to leave it and then open up the quest again. But hopefully, that won't have to be the case.
Is it worth killing these little monkeys, or should I just focus on bringing down the big guy?
If the small ones get in your way, you can fight the small ones. Otherwise, you can just focus on the big one.
Have you ever seen The Jungle Book?
The movie? No. I know of it, but I've never watched it.
There's a character in The Jungle Book, the original one, that is an orangutan. I hit the wrong button. Please, no, I don't. That their design reminds me, and how like they stand reminds me a lot of this this monkey.
Oh, yeah. My
It's almost
favorite,
like it's a monkey.
yeah. My favorite part about this game is just how much, or like how a lot of the creatures are kind of like, oh yeah, no, this looks like creatures that I recognize.
right, so question. I just ran into something in the environment, and there was a flash of light, and everything is stunned now.
Oh, yeah, those are flash bugs. You can, there's two things you can do. You can catch them with your capture net and turn them into a flash pod that you can use at any time that you would want. Or you can target them, press the button that pops up, and then you can just activate it right then and there. There's a lot in this game where it's like you can just use the environment to your advantage.
This guy just has a gun?
Which one?
I don't know. Some random guy just joined and it's using a gun.
Oh, that might be a... That might be a, what's it called? A support hunter? And yeah, the gun... There's two types of guns. There's light bowgun and heavy bowgun. And those are... That's two of the 3 ranged weapons in this game.
Truthfully, based on the name, I thought it was like an actual bow, like a bow and arrow.
Oh,
I didn't realize it was like a gun.
Yeah, well, the third option is a bow, which is just the bow and arrow.
Okay.
But the bow gun, if you go into the the armory or the smithy, you can see that like some of the bow gun or like some of those bow guns will have like a miniature bow attached to it somewhere as part of like the firing mechanism.
So it's more like an automated crossbow then.
Yeah. But bow gun sounds cooler than light crossbow and heavy crossbow.
It does indeed.
Again, it's very funny semantics.
I wonder how many things have to be renamed because the actual name translated from Japanese to English is just silly.
I think the what's it called for this game, like the localization for this game is pretty good. Though I wouldn't put it past it if like the original naming sense for this thing was going to be crossbow.
Oh, okay. I wonder whether they changed it. Oh, are you in the game now?
Yeah, I'm right next to you.
Oh, nice.
These people
I didn't even realize.
You know, the people that are with us in the game right now are support hunters, so they're just NPC hunters.
Ah, okay.
If you don't want that, you can turn that option off, I think, at Alma. Or you can do it on the... on, like, the... I think you can do it at Alma.
What would you recommend? Would you recommend leaving it on if I'm playing alone, or turn it off?
Yeah, I would say keep them on until you're comfortable with, like, the controls of the game, the weapon that you're using, and all that.
Okay. How does looting work with multiple people in the lobby? Does it give us each our own loot, or is it one shared loot pool?
Oh, it's instanced.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, all loot in this game is instanced. So you have to carve it yourself, otherwise you'll lose those those carves.
And I've been just running around picking up literally everything I see. Is it worth continuing to do that, or should I just leave some things behind?
At the start, it's not bad. just because a lot of materials that you'll need them later. Like, especially honey. But at a certain point, it'll be easier to obtain honey. But until then, if you see honey, just pick it up.
Okay.
Same goes for things if you see items called god bugs, and if you see item called bitter bug. Those are two good ones.
Of course. Come back anytime.
And then for this point in the game, if you can craft new armor, I would say go ahead and go do that.
Okay.
Or craft, I think. Oh, I'm in the camp of I think a better weapon is more worthwhile than better armor until you reach a certain point. So, like, if you can create a new weapon right now, like a stronger version or a different version of your dual blades, then I would say go use the strongest one that you can, and then if you have any left over, use that for any armor that you can, like any stronger armor that you can make right now.
Okay.
But you can do what you want.
I mean, I think I'm gonna listen. That's what I was leaning towards anyway.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna go ahead and actually look through here.
How can I serve?
Speaking of, how do I actually upgrade armor? Because it doesn't have the same like tree as the weapons do.
So
Like, I don't see an option for it. Do I go into like the sub menu?
So later on, they'll give you an item called an armor sphere, and that will be used to upgrade your armor's defense. But otherwise than that, you have to make like this, like you have to forge new armor pieces.
Okay.
And you don't need to worry about increasing the armor level or the level of your armor yet, because they don't give it to you until a bit later anyway. So just make the highest defense armor that you can make. The equipment skills, if you really want to, you can worry about those. But they get kind of
do?
Oh, so they just sorry. The equipment skills will make the quest easier, and either you deal more damage or you or you'll resist things or take less damage.
Okay.
So for the or they'll just have more utility. Like since we fought the Kongalala recently, his armor has a thing called Mushroomancer, where if you equip it, you'd be able to eat mushroom items. So like at level 1, I think you can eat like blue mushrooms, and that's the equivalent of drinking a potion.
Oh, okay.
The reason why that's not that bad is because you'll bite it, and then that's it. You don't have to wait like for a drinking animation. Like you can see what like the whole skill tree does later on. Like you can, I think if you have the if you hover over the armor and there's an you can do sub menu and you can go into skill info. You can see what each level does in text. It doesn't actually tell you like the actual benefits from it. That one you would either have to test out or just look up online.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, like if we go back to Pometris, the big chicken, that thing has an ability called flinch free, where like monsters won't like knock you back or they won't trip you up.
That actually sounds incredible.
It's a double-edged sword, because if you have too many flinch free on, it will you won't have the knockback. So that also means you won't have the knockback, which means you don't get the iframes from getting hit backwards. So if you're getting
so they
attacked by,
just-
yeah, if you're getting attacked by a multi-hit or a multi-hit animation, you'll just kind of stand there and eat every bit of damage.
That. Yeah, I see how that's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, but like having one is okay. Having one or two is okay depending on the skills that you have. But yeah, you don't, or in like the or the kind of the play style that you're trying to mess around with. But then there's other skills like the bone equipment, where it's Marathon Runner, which just reduces how much stamina, or it just slows down your stamina depletion. Like if you have 3 pieces of Marathon Runner, your continuous stamina depletion is reduced by 50%. So when you go into demon mode with your dual blades, the drain on that is 50% slower.
Oh, okay. So every like armor set has like a specific like. Do any of them overlap with secondary abilities like that, or is every one unique?
There's overlap. So like you can have like one early set that will have like Marathon Runner, for example, and then like later on you might have one that will have Marathon Runner and something called Stamina Surge, which increases your stamina recharge on the same piece of equipment. So it's there. Like, there's some armor sets that have skills that are specific to that armor set, but those are either under group skills, or it just happens to be that specific armor set.
Okay.
Like, later on, there's a skill called Flare. I won't tell you what it does, and I won't tell you what it's from, but, like, it only shows up on 2 armor sets.
Is it like the one that's considered, generally speaking, the best?
No.
No. Okay. Is there a best, or is it like just depending on
It's-
what you're playing?
It depends on what you're playing half the time. Like, the armor set that I have on is not considered the best. I just like it because it gives me a lot of skills that I like. There's probably something better out there for the weapon that I'm playing, but it doesn't concern me right now.
That's fair. How do I go and swap my secondary weapon again? Is it at my tent?
My hammer.
So you can actually change your equipment anytime at the tent, but if you want to have like a quick swap, it's connected to your sacred.
Okay.
So yeah, at the tent you can switch your weapon at any time, but and that's where you can also change your secondary weapon. But if you're on the field and you want to quick change that, you can go onto your sacred, and if you're playing on controller, I think that's right on the D-pad. It's either right on the D-pad or left on the D-pad, because one will open up supplies that the game gives you for the quest, or it'll be your item swap or your weapon swap.
Okay. Yeah, I see. Thank you. Much appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely told me that last time, and I just forgot because it's been a few days.
No worries. There's a lot to remember. I personally don't use the weapon swap too much.
That's fair. Let's see. So, to make a quest for you to join, I go and I talk to Alma, and I open the quest board.
Yeah.
Okay. Post join quest. And is it safe to assume that you can't just like join me for the like story quests like it wants me to do?
If it's like the walking and stuff to it, I can't join you for that. But like once it says quest started, I can join you. And if there's like
Okay.
the other quests that you want to do that you can just do through Alma, you can post that up. You can either do wait for people to join or quick depart,
Yeah.
and then
Go ahead.
like from there, that's all. Like that's all you can. And like that's what you can do.
Okay.
So like if you want to fight more Kongalalas, you can put the quest up
Of course.
through Alma and then go through all those menus. Oh, PJ. There's
So
a
does
guy
the
in
game
neighborhood
regularly
who's been
put you
stealing the wheels
between the
off
different
police cars, copper tires.
areas of the game, or is it just every once in a while for
How
quests?
could you, Jay? Thank you for the bits. How are you? Sorry, say that again?
Does the... I see it like had me swap regions, like swap maps and map tiles. Is it common for it to do that, or is it just like for certain story quests that it does that? And otherwise just lets you kind of do your own thing?
It is... For now, it is a story thing.
Okay.
You'll be able to go back to the previous areas, and you'll be able to go to new areas, but you'll have to unlock them as you do the story. And the monsters that show up
Okay.
in them, some of them are dependent, some of them are not.
Dependent, like...
Like for Kongalala, Kongalala will only show up on that map. Or no, it will show up on, like, that map and, like, 2 other places. But those 2 other places are, like, later in the game. And, a certain thing has to happen. So I'm not gonna try and spoil that for you, but, like, some monsters can show up in different areas. It's just that not a lot of them do. Unless there's, like, a specific condition. If that's what you're asking.
It was, yes.
Got off of work, doing all right. That's good. That's good. I hope your work was smooth, and now you get to relax. And it'll be up to you if you want to continue doing the story or if you want to fight some stuff to upgrade your armors and stuff.
I'm sorry. Here, let me turn the game down once I'm not in this,
Oh,
Alright. It said begin quest if you are able to join. After this, I am probably just going to go kill stuff to upgrade
all right.
armored weapons. That way you're not just like sitting here like explaining the game to me, and you get to actually do stuff.
No worries. I don't mind. Monster Hunter is my favorite game, I have to say. So just playing with people and just talking about it is good enough for me.
You know, fair enough. I can't really argue with that.
Yeah. Hopefully next time we can play with some more VTuber siblings.
I imagine this gets chaotic with a bunch of people. I bet it's fun.
Yeah. Like next week, or no, later this week actually. They're including a very strong monster. Like it's a monster
like
that's
one from a
already in the
previous
game.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's a monster that is already in the game, but it has like a special condition on it that just makes it really strong. It was in the previous games, and that was a bit hectic. Like the monster was like, ooh, if I get hit by it, I'm going to get obliterated. So that should be really fun. I don't know if I probably won't stream it. I won't stream that fight this week, but maybe next week. We already have
That's fair.
We already have so much stuff going on this week. Our big Oopa Roopa collab on Friday.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I wanted to join that really bad, but my job, I like contractually have to be at work every Friday and Saturday, or my boss just annihilates me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Thankfully, I think it's kind of late, but I don't know how late you work, so.
I have to close every Friday and Saturday. So I work until usually I'm done with closing and like my paperwork and everything by 12 p.m. U.S. Central Time. So I wouldn't be getting off till like 10 your time.
Yeah. Okay. Because then I'll need to double check the. I think Exy included you on that collab for the Friday.
Oh really?
I think so.
I suppose I should probably clarify. I'm not gonna be able to be there. I'm not sure what time it is, but it would be real early in the morning for me to be there. I had to be at work at 8 Saturday.
Yeah. No. The collab says that it would be at Friday. Friday 8 p.m. 8:15. 8:15 p.m. PST. So that would be 10:15 p.m. your time.
Yeah, I'd be at work.
Yeah. But I think that's just a clerical error. Let me double check. Oh yeah, no, I think it's just a clerical error.
Oh, okay.
You might just need to go and mention that to her later on.
Yeah. How many times do the monsters usually run? Does it depend on the monster variety, or is it just based on time?
I think it's time dependent, and it's also health dependent.
Okay, so when it reaches like a certain health threshold, it goes, okay, it's time to run.
Yeah, so... and like, sometimes it'll just like... If it has stayed in an area for long enough, it'll just move on its own. And if you keep attacking it, then it'll keep moving. And then if it's at low health, it'll go to its sleeping area. So that's, I think, at like 20% health, it'll decide, yeah, I'm gonna go rest.
Not gonna lie, this enemy variety is really cool. This like sandworm thing.
Yeah. This monster's technically a Leviathan.
What does that mean?
So Monster Hunter actually has like, well, what's the word? Species type? Oh, there we go. So there are like species types. So, the monkey that you just fought is considered a fanged beast. So, like in previous games, there is a similar monkey, but he has goat horns. Looks more like a lean gorilla, and he shoots lightning out of his mouth. But it's considered a fanged beast. There's one that's a bear, considered a fanged beast. There's a bunny, like a snow bunny, considered a fanged beast. And then there's a red anteater that rolls up like an armadillo, and that is also considered a fanged beast.
Okay.
And
so,
then-
is there like a mechanical difference, or is it just like a different like classification?
It's a different classification. A lot of the mechanical difference between them are, like, if they're within the same one, they kind of have, like, similar move sets, but not necessarily, but that's always not necessarily the case.
Okay.
It's more classification thing, because there's a thing called, like, flying wyverns, and you'll see a couple of those in game. They all kind of function the same. It's just that sometimes the monsters will have, like, different moves. And, like, I don't... It's kind of like a broad category for monsters. Like, they might have, like, some might have, like, the same moves, but they all have, like, features that will distinguish themselves from each other.
Okay, I see. It's like having multiple varieties of the same enemy in like I guess I'm trying to think of a good equivalent actually.
The sandworm looks like it's doing just
Is it
fine.
the bear that they alluded to so much
Jay,
before?
how could you? It is...
Oh, it is. Look at that.
I'm trying to...
Oh, it's two of them.
Trying to think about
Oh.
like what the example is, because some flying wyverns, there's like a handful of flying wyverns that have like this tail spin move that they like to do, but like the flying wyverns aren't the only ones that do it. There's things called bird wyverns that do it too.
Mhm.
And yeah, so there's overlap and distinctions. It strange enough, it's like monsters are similar but they're similar but different. They all have their own distinguishing factors, and even if you know what type of, like, if the monster is a bird wyvern, it can fight differently from other ones. But like classification still exists for the clerical reasons. But yeah, I'm live, Neko. How you doing? How are you, my friend? I don't know what's the best way to explain it. You'll understand the more monsters you fight of like similar classifications.
Oh, no, you're doing a good job of explaining it. I'm just like there's like just all the stuff is happening, and there's multiple bears here.
Oh yeah. You like the giant lion bear things?
Yeah, these things that are. Oh, it's a pack. There's more than two. We're following them? Why are we following them? Let's just leave.
Lore reasons.
I'll be waiting here.
Hey, Neko. Yeah, this is the new event. It's the Blossom Dance event, and it's like Sakura blossoms. You can put Alma in this kimono. And then there's new armors too. Here, let me talk to Gemma.
Do you have any requests?
So there is the Blossom set, where we're in. Well, the color is not like this. This is just what my my color is set to. So you're in like a bug suit masquerade, and then or like this little bug maid outfit, and then there's the Sakura tie that comes from the Blossom Dance, and so you can either look like a samurai with the mask.
So
Or
I
you
have a
can look like
question
this,
about
another samurai.
the traveling in the game. I heard that in previous games,
Hammer is yours.
it only ever lets you get on your mount if like you were on rails, and that it didn't let you really control it yourself.
In
But-
World, that was the case. So in in world, you could call a mount and it would take you throughout the map, but you wouldn't be able to control where it went. It would be on rails to your destination. And then
Okay.
on and then in Rise, you would be able to get it. You would be able to get on your mount anytime that you wanted. Oh, excuse me, I got raided.
Oh no, it's all good.
Hi Rishi, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, welcome in. How was
This is just
Apex
a-
and Monster
oh,
Hunter
crap.
Wild, Rishi? How was it? Let me shout you out. And hello Raiders, I'm Daigo Ekikure. I'm a Kamainu Chef VTuber. I play a variety of games. Today I'm playing Monster Hunter Wilds with my VTuber sibling, and I'm playing Apex later playing Apex later on in the day with my friend Rio and Donaby. And yeah. Yeah, welcome in everybody. And yeah, if anybody needs to raid and run, rest, lurk, please do so. I'll just be here playing with my VTuber sibling. And yeah, it was great. So much fun. You're still going to be grinding up Blossom tickets. Nice. And yeah, thank you. Thank you again, Rishi. Oh, there's an ad.
Am I about to be swallowed by said sand? Or no, it is. Oh no, it's just the bear. Lion thing. And it's killing. Okay, so it was the heads of other creatures.
And yeah, Neko, there's the outfits for this one is gonna be sick. Oh wait, no, there also might be ads. Never mind. Alright, sorry, I'm back.
This thing's so big. I feel like I need a bigger screen to see it all.
Oh. Yeah, no, it's like that. But yeah, and then I think before that... So, World and Rise allow you to fast travel to camp spots if you unlock them. But in previous games, you only really had the one camp, and you would have to manually walk to each area unless you found a shortcut. And not every map had a shortcut, and sometimes the shortcut took you to areas that were like not tiles, but like two sections away. So sometimes if the monster was like super far, it wouldn't really take you that far. It wouldn't really take you that far.
How much did you end up having to like just walk in order to play with the old ones?
I would say maybe a decent portion of it, because sometimes monsters would spawn like all the way at the end of the map, and so that would be like area 13, and then to get from there you would have to go through like 5 different areas. Oh, thank you for the follow, Leroy Jenkins 69. Thank you for coming in with the raid. If you need to
Seems like a good change to
raid
have
and
happen
run
then.
or just rest, please do so.
Oh,
I'll
Jesus
still be
Christ,
here.
he did a lot of damage.
No, yeah, there was quite a bit of walking, but part of it was it's just like that's where you got a lot of your time to kind of explore the map, collect what you needed, and just kind of take in the site, because even though a lot of the older games had like their like the what is it? The definition of like the textures and stuff weren't very high, they still managed to do pretty well. Like they did what they could with it, and it turned out pretty great. 100 patty burger. Nice cookie.
I heard from the others.
How you doing?
Truthfully, before this game, my only experience with it was with Monster Hunter. Was my buddy growing up. We would be at school, and he had a DS. Oh, crap. And I think he had a Monster Hunter game on the DS, if I remember correctly.
Welcome in. Yeah, welcome in, everybody. Hope
But-
you're doing all right.
Oh, Jesus. I think I just need to dodge back.
Let's see, Monster Hunter on the 3DS. There was several of them. There was Monster Hunter 4U. There was Monster Hunter 3U, and then there was Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate.
Was what was the primary console? Like, what did it come out on initially?
PS2. Monster Hunter 1, 2 came out on the PS2. Monster Hunter Freedom 1, 2, and Freedom Unite came out on the PSP. Monster Hunter Portable 3rd came out for the PSP and the PS3. Monster Hunter 3 came out for the Wii. Monster Hunter 3U came out for the Wii U and the 3DS. So it was kind of like it went from Sony and then switched to Nintendo, and then it just kind of became all platforms.
Okay. Kind of an odd segue. Well, I guess it's kind of a decent segue.
Welcome
How do you
in,
feel about the
Oslim
console
77.
wars? Or the
Thank you for
current
coming
lack
in with
thereof,
Rishi's raid.
as I think games are becoming more accessible between platforms, except for Nintendo.
I was never really too into the console war. It's like I got the consoles that I had the most friends. Yeah, I got the consoles that I had the most friends playing on. So I had a PS3. My brother had a 360, and he got a PS4. I switched to PC. I have a Switch. I have a 3DS, DS. I was just, for a while, I was just playing by myself, so it's like, I didn't really care.
That's fair, honestly. Jeez. I was never a fan of it to begin with. I also think the idea of, like, console exclusives
again,
is kind
Hunter.
of silly. I don't really understand it. I feel like companies would just make more money putting their games on everything.
Yeah, I think it's more of a fact of just, like, if they have exclusives, it could draw people into playing on their console, because that is definitely the reason why. I think it also stems down, or I think the console war also kind of stems from the old video game mascot war. Or it wasn't really a war, it was more of a competition. Because that's why we had, like, a lot of, like, mascot games, right? Like Crash Bandicoot,
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario. I don't know if Kirby counts, because Kirby is part of Nintendo.
Surely Kirby counts.
But yeah, and then, like, if you look at a lot of exclusives also became mascots for certain consoles. Like, Master Chief became a mascot for, like, Xbox. And then, like, God of War became like a mascot for, like, some Sony games. So it's again, it kind of boils down to the exclusives are, like, they do it on purpose, but now with, like, how PC can just emulate anything, it kind of becomes a moot point, which is why, like, people that really care about console wars are kind of sad that like Halo or everything like or everything that, like, Microsoft has is just going on to PC.
I mean, isn't that starting to happen with PlayStation as well?
Yeah,
With a lot of their exclusives being on
Yeah,
Steam
like-
now?
yeah, like God of War and all that. So it's just it's a fickle it's a very fickle very fickle thing. The best to explain it. Yeah, Kirby.
I don't know if you have a
Kirby's
stream
great.
up or not, but I can't remember what they're called. You know the like toad-like things that are in the desert area?
Oh, Chotacabra.
Yes. So I was fighting this bear, right? And the Chotacabra was running from something and got stuck on the bear because I had the bear stunned. And the bear stood up and just started smacking the Chotacabra.
Oh,
So I'm gonna just let them duke it out. And I'm gonna kill some bugs that
Yeah.
are swarming me.
yeah, that's definitely something you can do. That's the best part about the game.
Wait, did
Yeah.
it kill the
Bird,
kill
so
the
cute, yeah.
Chotacabra? Or
No,
did it
it's-
run?
The endemic life is so great, and I also
Oh,
did
shit,
not
I
expect
should
to
pay
see a
attention.
giant like these small birds, and there's just one giant one right here.
Also, you're not family friendly, are you, on your stream? I can curse, or should I not?
You can curse. I don't really curse that much to begin with, but I don't mind it. As long as it's not slurs. But like
That is like
That-
something I'm terrified of.
yeah, I
is
mean,
uh
you
go
just
ahead.
play games with someone and they just say a slur. It's like, okay.
it's like, how fast can I remove myself from this situation?
Like the people that I know I won't have to worry about it. But it's you never know. Because the world of streaming is a wild one, to say the least.
Wait, are people just out here like live streaming themselves saying slurs? Is
I
that
don't
like
think so.
actually
Not
a
on
thing?
Twitch, but like I know like some stupid stuff can happen on Kick.
Isn't that the one where the whole like marketing strategy for it at first was just, we don't regulate, do what you want?
Oh yeah, and then you had streamers that were just committing crimes.
Wait, really? Like,
Like there was like some of the most popular people on that platform. There was like, what was his name? Jack Doherty, and he crashed like a Lamborghini and was like trying to get his friends like, yeah, keep recording. Oh, and then there's Johnny Somali who's now gonna be in a prison in Korea for the next 20 years.
wait, what did he do?
He was just what? I think he was actually like committing crimes, or he was being a general menace in Korea. To the point where it was actually like breaking laws, so he got convicted of for 20 years. Yeah, according to my chatter here, being a menace to society, yeah. And he got convicted for 20 years. He did in Japan too and got deported.
I'm
didn't-
surprised that they didn't just send him back and that they tried him in Korea. Like, he had to do something big.
Yeah. It is kind of wild. But that was his brand at the time. It was just like, yeah, let me just be a menace. Let's see. What did he do?
It's almost reminiscent of Logan Paul in Japan.
Yeah. Let's see. He got on stage during a live music performance, loudly played offensive noises on the subway, such as speeches by Kim Jong-un, and was ejected from a bus after loudly playing North Korean music.
Oh, so he went to South Korea and was spreading North Korean propaganda.
Essentially. And then he was, let's see, also according to my friend, he was like going up to locals and be racist to them. So, what's also pretty funny is that the fact that he got tried in Korea for 20 years, I think that also means that the U.S. Embassy didn't do anything.
they just watched it happen. They were like, yeah, screw this guy. We don't want him. Keep him.
Because, like, aren't you, like, if you're tried in another country, don't you have to, doesn't, like, the embassy have to do something? Or is that only for politicians?
So, my understanding is that in most countries, in most situations, what happens is if you break laws, what they do is they just deport you to the country you're from and put you on a no-fly list to that country, so you can't come back. That's what happened to Logan Paul with Japan.
Yeah.
That's what typically happens. Typically, if they like keep you and try you there, you have to do some like heinous shit. And on top of that, if your country has an embassy there, they can choose to try and intervene and get you back to the States. But for political reasons, a lot of the time, that's just a bad idea. You know, like, how would you feel if, like, someone came over here and, like, was stealing cars and we were going to, like, take them to jail, like, and try them and all that fun stuff, and then that country was like, no. Send them back to us, please.
It makes sense. It's still very funny, though.
I mean, it definitely is.
The guy deserves it. But yeah, no, like, it's just, people do some weird stuff when they stream. And I wouldn't be surprised that if there's some, like, air quotes, low-key streamers that just kind of just do heinous stuff.
Low-key as in, like,
people, oh, yeah.
they present themselves as, like, wholesome, or... Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know, sometimes they just be mean.
That's fair.
Yeah, also, apparently Korea was over Johnny Somali, and they would stream snipe him and beat him up.
See you again, Hunter.
It's kind of wild to, if you think about it, it's like... Imagine being so... Imagine being so hated that a local population that is... Are they normally confrontational? Not really, yeah. Like a population that is not normally confrontational would go out of their way to beat you up.
Yeah. See you again, Hunter. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like he deserves it.
Yeah. He most definitely does. Not just beat him up, they went to find him and beat him up. Oh. Yeah, no, they went on a manhunt.
Wait, really? I mean, enough people got together that they were like, you searched this area, you searched this area.
Yeah, no, he was just like, being like that, and he got tried in Korea and now he's facing up to 20 years in prison. That's one of the reasons why, if I don't really take Kick seriously. Like, I think I actually have a Kick account, but not for streaming. Because I think when it was opening up, my friend was thinking about, like, pivoting there because of, like, ad revenue and stuff, but then some changes and all that, like, you know the deal. It's because he was streaming, they found him through stream background. Oh, so yeah, they were actually, like, IRL stream sniping him. In a way, that is funny considering the stuff that he does. But if it was any other person, that is actually kind of spooky.
Have you heard about the Dr. Pepper guy?
No.
Okay, so there's this guy that lives in, I think, LA, and he just makes a hobby out of finding different streamers that are like IRL streaming in LA, walking up to them, giving them Dr. Pepper, and walking away without saying a word.
Oh. Like, I think that's okay. Like, that's okay because it's not harmful. Still creepy in a way. Right, but like, it just barely passes. To me, at least.
I'd be like, what?
Yeah, it's like I know, like if you're streaming a public space, right? It's like it's easy,
Yeah.
but like still, yeah, a lot of Kick streamers are just ew. Yeah, no, I there's just something about it that like Kick does not have a good reputation.
Is it like the equivalent of like 4chan compared to Reddit in the streaming world?
That I don't know, cause I only really stream. Oh yeah, I only stream on Twitch. I watch some of our VTuber siblings that stream on YouTube. But
That's
I guess that would be more of the case.
I just ask because like 4chan, the like reputation of it is like that's where the degenerates go. Well, I guess Reddit kind of has that reputation now.
Yeah, it's a lot of things can shift. And, oh, and my friend thought that case for the Dr. Pepper guy was in Japan.
Is that in Japan? That might be Japan. I thought it was LA because it's a, but I very well could be wrong. I just saw it like the other day. And I was like, that's really funny and also somewhat concerning.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah. There is a lot of... I mean... Despite cultural differences and a lot of, like, how building differences are, like, confusing a heavily populated metropolitan area with another heavily populated metropolitan area is not uncommon.
Yeah. I also live in the middle of nowhere.
Oh.
There's like one big city near me.
Mm. So
Like, if you
all
showed me a picture of
metropolitan.
that place,
Oh,
I can tell you. Go ahead.
oh, I was just like saying, like, yeah, it's like, yeah, every big metropolitan area looks the same. In some cases, they kind of do.
I don't know. They might as well, to me. I'm gonna be honest. Like, you could show me like Houston and then like LA and then like San Fran. I couldn't tell you which is which. I'd guess.
It would all have to depend on landmarks. All right, how's
See, I
your
don't even
quest
know.
going? How's your quest going along, Bird? Is it almost dead, or
It's
do
a
you?
very long quest.
Or would you like me to drop in?
Drop in, like,
Just drop
can
in
you
the
drop
quest.
here?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, then yeah, for sure.
Oh, because I was just having a blast talking.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
a lot
fair.
of my Monster Hunter streams end up being. It's less about me fighting the monster, and it's more about me just chatting.
You know, honestly,
Oh,
That's
you don't
the
have a
way to
quest up
go, I
anymore,
feel
unless
like.
I got disconnected.
no.
Of course.
No, I just finished
Come
the
back
quest, I think.
anytime.
I was fighting a bear for like forever. 'Cause
Oh.
that thing got a lot of health. The bear lion things.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
I just killed it and like I got teleported back to camp.
which is epic. Thank you, Cookie.
But here I can open up a new
A new
quest real quick.
All right, no
Yeah.
worries. Let me use the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
Oh no, why did my mouse freeze? There we go. Never mind. Yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back.
Glorious. I am just buying some potions and whatnot. And then I'm going to be...
See you again, Hunter.
Oh, I can just go down and buy the max amount.
Just
That
let me know
actually
when the
makes
quest
life
is up.
a lot easier. Yep. Alright. Let's see.
Oh, so about Warhammer, do you only really play the games, or do you also play the tabletop as well?
I don't play the tabletop, but I read the. I'm reading the Horus Heresy books. I've thought about playing the tabletop, but it's the starting costs of it seem very high, and I don't. I know myself well enough to know I
Big
don't
hammer?
really have
Yes,
the
Victrum.
patience
Big hammer.
to handle sitting there for significant periods of time. Oh, that's what I'm looking for right there. To sit there for significant periods of time just painting.
Oh, that's
I've
understandable.
attempted similar things before, and I couldn't do it. Hang on. You, Alma, please let me talk to you, or do I have to walk all the way back? Okay, cool. Post join quest. Optional quests.
How you doing, Victrum? How are the vibes today?
What do you want to do? Do you want to hunt like Doshigama, the sea surges? What do you want to do? Like,
I'm fine with
So I don't
anything.
actually have a lot of options. Okay.
Just put up whatever you want. I'll hunt whatever.
Okay. Sounds good.
But yeah, that's understandable. I know. I always hear the starting cost for Warhammer is always kind of high.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've been playing. I played Space Marine 1 on stream, and I started playing Space Marine 2 on stream, and then then I took that break, and I finished Space Marine 2 on my own. But also I started the quest.
All right.
Oh, my food ran out as soon as I started this. How unfortunate. Can I cook on the fly, or do I need to be in camp to do that?
Yeah, you can cook on the fly. As long as you have a ration, you can. Why can't I join the quest? Hold on. There we go. I'm in the quest. You should have an item in your immediate inventory called the barbecue spit.
You said the barbecue spit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have two options. You can either grill meat or you can cook food.
There it is. Yeah, I didn't have to get off
The guild
bird
says
for that.
supply items.
I know Warhammer through passing through YouTube shorts and some old videos that I watched on people getting into the tabletop. It seems interesting.
I mean, the tabletop is really cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'd like to play it. I'm not willing to. Just not willing to forward that, like, put that money into it. I'd rather put it into other things. But I'd recommend the video games a lot. I've also played a lot of the. So they used to make a line of RTS games for Warhammer called Dawn of War. That had like, it was like the first RTS to really, like, the units work off a squad system and you upgrade like members of a squad. And those games are really good, but they're from like the early 2000s, and the aspect ratio and resolution on them goes up to like 1280p. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But Warhammer is also like, you will read the books if you get into that part of the lore, and it's just like all depressing.
Oh, I heard it's depressing and in some ways like funny in an ironic sense.
Yes. But
Unless
like,
it's orcs, then it's always funny. It's funny, it's a dark humor funny.
it depends on the book, but yes, like there's a book about this legion. I forget what they're called off the top of my head. And their whole shtick is that they're really good at entrenching and defending like forts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is they teleport into a fort that they know there's going to be a big battle in. They kill the people that are already there. That way they themselves can instead defend it better than those people. And that's like what Warhammer considers humor.
Oh.
Unless you're talking about the orcs, in which it's just funny because orcs.
Thank you. Thank you, orcs that have such high psychic abilities that their imagination comes to life. Based off of that description alone, makes me like them, but only because of that description. I don't know anything about any other faction aside from Space Marines and their 4,000 different factions, the Tau, and the Orcs.
The Tau are cool. I think the Tau are the newest faction, though. Okay, well that thing died really fast.
Yeah, that's why I asked earlier. It's like, do you want me to decrease my?
Oh, are you here?
Yeah.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I honestly, genuinely thought for a second that you were one of the like NPC people because I was looking for the name Daigo.
Oh.
But
yeah.
Looking closer, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I asked earlier. It's like, did you want me to drop my weapon power for this, or if you don't care, then it's just.
No, it's fine. I don't mind that much.
All right. It's always good to ask.
What are these things? It is. Yes. Thank you for asking. Okay, I went to harvest this, and it did the quest complete thing. And so it, like, I was midway through cutting through a plant, and my cat just like ran up and punched my knee.
Oh.
Like a high five.
Yeah, you know, it happens. I think,
and I was like, I was so confused. I was like, what's happening here?
I think the Doshaguma might actually be the highest armor that you can get right now. Is it? No, it's almost there.
Let me find the blacksmith and confirm or deny. Is this it? No. There. I'm just blind. You know, I walked right by this.
No worries. The first like couple hours of me playing this game was me trying to figure out where the heck everything is.
Let's see here. No, it looks like Toshigama is the highest I can get right now.
Yeah. Spoiler, not spoiler. I think their next story quest should unlock the next tier of equipment.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, the next area that you're gonna head to should have, like, the next tier of equipment for at least a little bit. But unless you want to have the Doshaguma armor on, it's not a bad choice. You might actually have a lot of fun using dual blades with the Balahara set, which is that sandworm.
See you later.
Mm-hmm. What's the, here, let me look. Submenu, skill info, quick sheath. Speeds up weapon sheathing?
Yeah, so that's when you put your weapon away.
Yeah.
It's better
And
for
skill.
different weapons. like it's better on greatsword. It's the other skills that are on that, like evade extender or evade distance, that makes it and hunger resistance, which makes it a little bit more fun for dual blades. Because
Okay.
then you can go into your demon stance, and then you can just use your cool sidestep dodge. Like
I heard from the others.
like you'll go ever so slightly farther with your dodges, which is kind of fun to look, or it's kind of fun to watch.
So is it just like a dodge range increase for it?
Yeah. So there's two. So in the game, there's two evasion-based stuff. There's called evade up and then evade extender. Evade up, or is it evade up or is it just evasion? Either way, evasion increases your iframe of your dodges, and then evade extender changes the distance of your dodges.
Got something in mind?
Okay.
Oh, so yeah, sorry. Evade up is called evade window. So that increases your iframe window, and then yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot more to this game than I initially thought. I initially thought it would be closer to Dauntless, where it's just like you just go get like the stuff, and then you fight the monsters. This is a much higher quality game.
Yeah, it's years of previous games. That's because what, the first game came out in like 2001, 2003, and it has changed a lot along the way. Man, let me know when the quest is up.
Yep.
It is. It's it.
You know where to find me.
It is preparing. Like I'm in the preparing phase for it while I'm buying supplies. I don't know if you can join from that point or if you need to
Oh, I can.
do it once I actually start. Okay.
First, right?
Before, in the older Monster Hunter games, this was the standard, where the first option would be this accept and prep stage.
Yep.
I wonder why they changed
What are
it.
we making today?
I don't know. I wish I did.
Because it almost seems more convenient. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No worries. It's just, yeah, like going back to the whole like armor stuff. It's in this early game that you're in. To be honest, I don't think it matters all too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's definitely stuff that is nice to have on at this point. Like there's some pieces of equipment that have a thing called Divine Blessing. It just helps you take, like, there's a 33% chance or something to take. It might be a 25% chance to take 33% less damage of a hit or something like that.
Whoa, that seems really strong.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't remember if it is 25% chance. Oh yeah, here we go. While active, so the 3 levels is while active reduces damage taken by 15%, 30%, or 50%, and I think it procs, like the chances doesn't increase. For
Just
now,
the,
it increased in the previous games, but I think it is like a 25 or 20% chance or something.
Okay.
Let's be on our
Oh.
So
way.
it just increased the amount that gets reduced then?
Yeah, so the higher levels increases the amount of damage, or increases the damage reduction. But the chance for it stays the same. So it's not bad, especially in the later game. In late game, it can save your life. But like maybe you won't need it if you have a lot of Veda, like if you have a lot of evade window and evade extender.
What is evade window? Is that like the iframes you get from evading?
Yeah. That's the one that increases your iframes when you're evading.
What weapon are you using? Is it just like a giant hammer?
Yeah. It's a weapon that you'll see much later in the game. I won't spoil where it comes from. I just like calling it the Xbox One.
That is the perfect name.
It's just a big brick.
I will say the character designs for both the armor and weapons are pretty awesome for this game.
Yeah, they taken a lot of comments from the past 2 games.
Were there a lot in those games that were maybe not as great?
Monster Hunter World had some good armors, but it kind of fell into, or they were trying to become more realistic instead of fantastic, instead of like this heavily fantasy-based one.
Mm-hmm.
Like it had like this base armor set, and then if you want to you would see like it has like this base armor set, and then they would just like slap on like parts from the monster. You see it a lot more in the weapons from World, where a lot of them have this slap-on design.
What do you mean slap on? Like they just took a stick and like slapped something on it? Is that
So
what you
know,
mean?
like you know how your metal tomahawks, right?
Yeah.
So in World, there would be like you would fight a monster, and then you would want to turn them into like the water version of it. It would basically be those tomahawks, but it would have like these, or it would have like some of the monster scales on the spine. Or like
Oh, so
would
it's
be like
like
this
just-
whole like segment that would be attached to the spine, and then that would count as the water version. But in the past games, they just didn't do that. In the past games, it would be a wholly unique weapon. Or if it was the same, it would be part of the same line.
Okay.
Like later on, you can look up Monster Hunter World slap-on weapons, and then you'll see the difference.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like how in like a game with guns, it's like you can improve this to do like a specific thing by like slapping, you know, like a stock on it.
Yeah.
And then it's just like considered a different thing, but it's like a marginal slight change that is just like a visual cue for you to understand that it's different.
Yeah, or like something like you had like this baseball bat, right? And then like you kill a zombie, and then you just decide to like, why don't I just slap on the zombie's arms to the baseball bat?
Have you ever seen The Walking Dead?
I know, yeah, I haven't. I've watched one episode, and I make fun of Negan because he was in Tekken 7.
Wait, they put Negan in Tekken?
Yeah, he was a DLC character for Tekken 7. It is not the weirdest thing because the latest Fatal Fury City of Wolves has added Cristiano Ronaldo as a playable character. You think
How
I'm
does he
joking,
fight?
but he fights like a stance character. If you know fighting games, that is pretty funny. But if you don't know fighting games, it's like essentially you can do a segment of button inputs. He'll do like a certain pose, and then depending on what your next button input does, he'll do a certain attack. So like I guess it would be like There's one where he would like put the ball back and he would just like hook the ball on his foot on the ground, like kind of what like soccer players do, and then whatever button you press next would either him doing like a straight kick, a curve kick, or something like silly like that. Why they added Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't know. It might have to do with the fact that SNK was bought by a Saudi prince.
What is SNK?
It's the company that makes Fatal Fury. It's the game company.
Oh, okay.
Like they have a long history of making fighting games. I think their most notable one was SNK Tatsunoko versus Capcom. And then
Kinda
they
like,
also made
Marvel
King of
versus
Fighters.
Capcom?
Yeah, like Marvel versus Capcom, kind of like that.
Okay.
But
Truthfully, the only fighting game I put any real time into was Street Fighter.
I love Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 2 was my dad's favorite game growing up, and so I've played a lot of Street Fighter 2 with him, and
Nice.
I played a lot of Street Fighter 4 as well, but I've never tried 5. I hear
5
it's
is-
really good though.
5 is okay. It took a while for them. It took a while for 5 to become good, but Street Fighter 6 is going pretty strong.
Oh, I thought 5 was the newest. I didn't know that there was a 6.
Yeah, so 5 came out, I think like 2016 through 2021? Or was it 2022? It was it was some type of bracket like that. But yeah, no, and then Street Fighter 6 recently came out. There's a lot to love. There's a lot to get used to. There's criticisms as one would have it, but it seems to be in a really good spot. We just got Mai Shiranui and Terry Bogard from King of Fighters as guest characters this past year.
Is Blanca any good in 6?
I think so. I think he was good for quite a while. I haven't caught up for a while, or I haven't caught up with like the with the whole like tier list or like how professionals think about it.
Yeah.
But I do think he's not bad. I think people like the only character that people wish was stronger right now is Jamie, which is a newcomer.
Okay. I was about to say I don't recognize that one.
But yeah, no, it's definitely fun.
Are you prepared?
I played it for a little while. I'm not too good at Street Fighter myself,
Hope you find something useful.
mostly because I don't I want to learn charge characters. I just don't put in the time to. That's a me issue.
That's fair.
But like I do like playing it. I really like the characters in Street Fighter. They're like just the cast themselves are really cool.
Back in the day, they made this like I want to say it was a TV show or maybe it was a movie that was an animated one about Street Fighter, and it went like unreasonably hard for little to no reason.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. There's I think Cammy does a move where he like breaks the dude's back or something as like a grab or something.
Yes.
Her second super in Street Fighter 6, it's either her second super or it's her third super where she actually does that. I think it's her second super.
Wait, really?
It's either her second super or it's one of her grabs. But yeah, no, look up Street Fighter 6. Look up the Cammy trailer. The Cammy character trailer. You actually get to see it in the trailer, and it is a reference to that move in that movie. Hi Rico, welcome in. How are you? I'm sorry I didn't ask my siblings about the whole sticker things. I can ask my brother later.
That's the character I've always kind of played.
Blanca?
And in Street Fighter 4 and 5, I didn't play any 5, but in Street Fighter 4 at least, Blanca was just so bad. Like, even in like casual play, like if you picked Blanca, you were starting the match at a disadvantage.
Yeah, no, Blanca in Street Fighter 6 I think is pretty good. At least from when I played like half a year ago, he was still considered pretty good.
That makes me happy. I might get the game, honestly. Even if just for nostalgia.
A great time to pick it up would be when EVO, the biggest fighting game tournament of the year, is happening, because a lot of fighting games on Steam go on like pretty reasonable sales.
Oh, do you know when that is off the top of your head?
July.
Okay. You see, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know they would do a sale for that.
Yeah, no, like every year around EVO time, a lot of fighting games go on sale. Like, especially the games that are going to be shown go on sale. So like I think you can get like Street Fighter 6 and all of the Year 1 pass. You could probably get that for like 30% off maybe.
It's actually a really good deal.
Yeah. Or like I think last year you could have gotten like Guilty Gear Strive for 50% off. You can get,
I know that one.
Yeah, you can get like King of Fighters for like 50% off. You can get a whole bunch of games for sale. It's honestly a great time to pick up fighting games during that time. Even if you never play them.
I imagine there's also a lot more people actively playing the ones they own already during that time, just because like the tournaments there, so the eyes and attention is there.
Yeah. So like during that time, you usually get like a boost in like players. Just because like sometimes since the game is a lot more online now, oftentimes there are like people getting on to either play or playing to have going online to play because they're inspired by the tournaments that's going on, or they're getting on to play for excuse me, because there's like some event going on in the game. Like, oh, if you log on and you play like X amount of games, you get like some in-game like some kind of in-game trinket for your avatar, or you get like this profile banner or whatever.
You get collectibles, basically.
Essentially.
So the people that want to 100% the game that already have, kind of just have to get on.
Yeah, or if you just want like some, like maybe they'll have like some cool or cute cosmetic or whatever, they'll just hand it out if you play during EVO time.
That's fair.
The amount of like businesses that are like collabing with video games is kind of insane.
Well, I mean, isn't video games becoming increasingly popular as a hobby, just as a whole, especially since COVID?
Yeah, so there's that. It also became profitable for businesses to like lean in on the gamer side. Because I think there's like Tekken and a Nike's collab in game.
Like the shoe brand?
Yeah, the
Nike?
shoe brand. In China, there's collaborations between KFC and like the Hoyo games, like Genshin Impact, Star Rail, and the like. I think it's mostly Genshin that has like the KFC collab.
Well, isn't Genshin Impact also absolutely massive though?
Yeah. There's like every once in a while, I think Pizza Hut has collaborations with some games. I know in the past there was a Pizza Hut and Hatsune Miku collab. Pizza Hut and video game collabs.
That sounds really random, but that could just be because I live in the middle of nowhere in America, so like people around here aren't really interested in that.
Oh, I mean, that's fair. Oh, there is a collaboration between Pizza Hut and Persona 5.
That feels a little less random.
There's a
Is
lot...
Persona 5 as good as people say? Have you played it?
No, but it is one of my VTuber friends. I guess it's just easier to say friends. It is my friend's favorite Persona out of the ones that he has played. But that's also because that's his first Persona. I've talked to him about it before. It's like, oh, which Persona do you think I should play? It's like, whatever Persona you pick, that'll probably be, or whatever your first Persona is, will probably be your favorite Persona. It's not always the case, but it's like, for a lot of, for him and a lot of his friends, it does.
Mm-hmm. Also, I have started the next quest if you want to join.
Sure.
I'm running in the general direction of the monster. Also, when you join the quest, it doesn't make you also run towards the monster, right? It just puts you near me, or does it make you run towards the monster too?
Oh, I have to run towards the monster. It puts me at base.
Okay. In that case, I will wait for you before I start attacking it.
No worries, you can just start attacking it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, let's see. My chat tells me, yeah, Wuwa and Hoyo have collabs. Does Wuwa have a KFC collab? Might be Pizza Hut. And then Genshin's KFC collab was forever ago. Yeah, like when Genshin was like first, like within the first year of it coming out, that's when it had its collab. There was a KFC like wing glider that you could have, which was pretty funny.
People were just riding around on fried chicken.
No, it was themed, so it would be like the white, brown, and red glider. And then
That sounds kind of hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Like I think if I saw that in game, I would die laughing.
apparently the wing glider actually looks pretty good as well.
So there's no like logo or anything on it. It was just the colors.
I think so. I mean, there was a lot of collabs. Like Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn was also in Genshin. She kind of sucked because she didn't have any like upgrades to her, and overall her kit wasn't very good. And then another friend says Honkai Star Rail have the Pelicana chicken collab. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
And hello, boy. Welcome in, Joro. I'll send an Ash Baby in one moment.
One thing I do appreciate about the game is when you take damage, if you damage the enemy, or maybe it's just a demon mode thing, you get your health back on attack.
I think it might be a demon mode thing. Genshin had a one with McDonald's fairly recently. I didn't know that.
I feel like McDonald's just does collaborations every time their last one runs out, so they always have just like Happy Meal toys.
Makes sense.
Like I feel like they're like, and like sometimes I feel like it's just random people. Like there was one with Kai Cenat not long ago.
Oh, I know the randomest one for me was J Balvin, who was, I think, a Latin America. He was a Latin American rapper, but like he's like, yeah, you want the J Balvin meal? It was like I think it was like a McDouble, fries, nuggets with barbecue sauce, and a McFlurry.
How much was it?
I can't remember. It was years ago. It was before COVID, so it was like it wasn't that bad.
That's fair. Because like for a bundle, that sounds like really good, honestly.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like bundles of food, I feel like the two companies that do it best are KFC and Taco Bell.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
for getting a bunch
Joro,
of food for cheap.
the hunting has been going well. Thanks for popping
Because
in.
some KFCs do this, some KFCs don't. Some KFCs have this quote unquote like big box meal, and it's like $10, and you get like 2 meals worth of food. It's insane.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't had KFC in a while. I mostly get Popeyes nowadays. But that's just
I don't
mostly
think I've
me
ever
because
actually tried Popeyes.
oh, Popeyes is pretty good. I've just been burnt too many times by KFC because this was before the KFC franchisees rework, where a lot of KFCs would be cutting corners. So it's like you get like really greasy and really like saturated chicken. It's like
Yeah,
this
they're
isn't-
like pre 2016 when they like had free reign to do basically whatever they wanted.
Yeah, so like you get like this fried chicken that uses all the spices, but like the crust was kind of soggy, and it was just like it's been sitting for so long that like if you take it out of the box or you put it on your plate and you take your plate off, you can see like stamps of oil. Nowadays they are better because of the whole like franchisee rework, but it's like I've been burnt by them too many times.
Honestly, that's fair. I can understand that.
But yeah,
To this one.
you know, Cookie, what is the
All right,
Pelicana
I'm in the
chicken
accept
collab?
and prep phase if you want to join. And my thing about KFC is it's like the best chicken option in my area. The place that I work has a Popeyes, but I
it's a
work an
Korean
hour and a
fried
half away
chicken
from home.
place?
So typically when I get off work, I just want to
Got
like
in-game cosmetic and a
hop
cook
on the
stand?
interstate
Oh,
and get a move on.
I should have played earlier. I'd love to see that.
But the only other options like near me are Zaxby's and what's it called? Bojangles.
I've heard of Bojangles, but I haven't heard of Zaxby's before. That might be a regional thing.
Zaxby's is, I'm pretty sure statistically the most popular chicken place in the southeast of the U.S.
Okay.
And it's starting to expand a lot. Like it's apparently in Southern California. There's a bunch of stores there now.
Okay. Next time I'm over there, I might go out of my way to search them up.
Yeah, it's and like in every Zaxby's, like they send new maps for all the different Zaxby's in the country, like regularly, like every few months, like an updated map with a marker, like on the map of the U.S. for just
I want
every
more in-game
Zaxby's
cosmetics
that there is.
for HSR. I love the game so much. Alright, I mean that's cool.
But Zaxby's, you get a lot of food, and it's good food, but it's really expensive.
Oh,
It's like you're paying the same amount as like for Chick-fil-A, but it's not quite as high quality, and instead it's just a bunch more food.
that's okay with me.
And
The
then,
quality is decent and you get a lot of food, I can't complain.
Yeah, I mean the quality. I'm trying to think of like a burger equivalent of it. I guess it's like a Red Robin's, where it's not
Okay.
like a fancy sit-down place, but it's like
quality
middle
isn't
tier
bad.
option.
Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do like Red Robins. I haven't been
love
there
Red
in a
Robins.
while, but it's like, for what it is, it's not bad.
I'm very fortunate. I used to live near like the highest rated, like corporate rated Red Robins in the country,
Let's head back.
and that was like the best burger place ever. And I've been to a few others and just been disappointed because it wasn't like as good as that one.
Oh, yeah. Tis
So I think I just got like spoiled.
Tis
I
the...
cut you off.
No worries. I was just saying, it's like, you know, that's just the luck of the draw, I guess.
Yeah. So I have a question about these bushes. So what do these bushes do, and why do they glow?
Oh, when they glow because it means you can kind of interact with them. So when you crouch while you're in these, you are technically more stealthy. So if you're near a monster and you don't want to quite fight it yet, and you're near one of the bushes, or you're just trying to hide from stuff so they don't see you, you can hide in the bushes, and like it'll be harder for them to see you.
Is there a large reason to?
Only if you're like in the higher points of the game, and you're like wearing armor that is more for collecting stuff. But generally, not really, unless you want to use it to where it's like, oh, like you're just trying to leave the map and you don't want to run away too much. You can try, hopefully, like run into the bush, the monster doesn't see you, and then you can just fast travel away to base or something. It's a
Okay.
niche use, so it's like nothing you really have to worry about, but it's there if you
But
really
you can
want to
fast
use it.
travel to base?
Yeah, you just have to open up your map.
I've definitely been putting a marker down in the map and then writing the bird to it.
Oh, I don't blame you, because they don't tell you that you can do that. But yeah, you just when you have the map open, when you have the map open, you can either open up the fast travel list, or if you like hover over base where it has that big old icon, you can just click on it and it'll ask you if you want to fast travel to it.
That's a lot more convenient.
Oh, and thank you for the info, Boom. I didn't know that McDonald's and Genshin had their thing.
Because I've
going on.
definitely been like just like getting done with doing like just various like collection things and then just having to like slowly walk my way back
Oh, yeah.
because I just assumed it wasn't there.
Yeah, it's like I don't think they tell you that you can do that, and it is a feature. But like if you've played the previous games, then you would know it's a feature because you can do that in World and Rise. But if it's your first one, I don't think they tell you that, so I don't blame you for not knowing.
That is nice for quality of life though.
For sure. But oh, there is also like but you can only fast travel if you are not in a fight, like, or if you're not in combat.
That makes sense. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, but there is an item that allows you to go back to base called a forecaster, and that one will just send you back to base, or I think one of your camps.
Welcome.
And is that one like if you're losing a fight you use that?
Yeah,
Okay.
there is more uses to it, but that is more for like later stuff and stuff that they haven't quite added into the game yet. Like if
Come by
like in previous games, I can spoil this for the Final Fantasy XIV collab that Monster Hunter World had. So in in that collaboration, you would fight Behemoth, and it'd have a move called Eclectic Meteor. If you weren't hiding behind one of the smaller meteors, it would just instant kill you. But
What?
yeah, but you could avoid it. You could avoid it two ways. You could do an emote that had like a very specific time frame to dodge it that you couldn't dodge with like rolling or anything, or you could Farcaster to base and then quickly enter your tent. Because I think if you didn't, it would still kill you. I could be wrong on that end, but I just did that just to be sure.
Yeah.
Well, what can I do for you?
So yeah, like you could use it, like if you think you're in a sticky spot, like you're low on health, you don't have enough potions or mega potions left, you could quickly swap to your Farcaster and then you just teleport back to base, safe and sound, like where you can just go and restock. Because there will be moments where it's like maybe you just forget to stock up on items. You're in the middle of the fight. You ran out of everything, and it's like oopsie, and then you would have to use the Farcaster to get yourself out of there.
And when you get back to the monster,
Somebody
does
wants
it
to
have
make a
full
trade.
health again, or
No.
is it?
As long
Okay.
as you are within, like if when you're in the quest, it'll save its state. So like if you've been fighting it and you return to camp, you're not you're not doing another quest. You're still within the same quest. You have to like go back and fight it.
So you can have multiple attempts at the same monster.
Technically, yeah. It's the same attempt because it's the same quest. It's just that if you run out of items and you're in your mid fight and you can't get away from it for any reason, that's an option that you can do. It just quickly takes you back to base. Because yeah, it is all like instant. It is all like instanced work and stuff.
So is it like
Why?
is it one of the things that's like on your like quick menu with your like you hold down left bumper and you're able to just navigate it to it real quick?
When you come back from the thing, or when you want your Farcaster.
When you want your Farcaster.
The Farcaster is an item. You have to either pick it up from somewhere, or you have to craft it. I don't think you can actually buy it. I think you have to craft it, and that uses Ivy and let me open it up. Yeah, so Farcaster. Oh, you need a Smoke Nut and Excite Shroom to make a Farcaster, and then you have to put it into your item bar if you want to use it. So it's not like a guaranteed, or it's not something you have permanently. It's a
I wonder what the
consumable.
item limit on that is.
You can only have one in your item pouch at any time. Your item box, it doesn't matter, but like in your like quest pouch, like how you can only have 10 potions, you can only have one Farcaster.
Yeah.
You can put materials in your pouch to make more Farcasters, but you can only have one Farcaster in your item pouch at any one time.
Interesting.
It's definitely more useful for bow gunners, because bow gunners have ammo and then they can carry the materials to craft said ammo, but if you run out of that ammo, you have to go back and restock. And the only way to go back and restock while you're in the middle of a fight, most of the time, aside from the monster running away, would be using a Farcaster.
How much ammo can you carry? Is it a lot, or is it like just enough to kill like 1, maybe 2 monsters, and you gotta go back and make more?
Usually it depends on the ammo type. So something like normal level 2s, I think you can carry up to 99 of. It's that or it's 60, and then like normal 3s you can carry up to like 30. Fire ammo you can carry up to like 60 and all that, and then you'd have to craft more. So it is, and usually it would cost, like, sometimes you might not even just have enough ammo, so you have to go back and restock. My friend, when I was in late game Rise, he would have to restock, like, well, every time the monster moved away, he would restock, but then, like, mid-fight, he might have to restock, like, maybe once or twice.
Hmm. Here.
So it's definitely something that you'll understand more as you play. Like, Don, it does sound
That's
inconvenient,
fair.
but
It
Bowgun
definitely
deals
seems like
a
there's
lot
a
of
learning curve
damage.
to this one. It seems more based on like game knowledge than anything, though.
Yeah. It, like, you know, from someone in my chat said, like, it sounds inconvenient, but the amount of damage that bowguns can do compared to melee weapons is kind of absurd.
Is it really that much more?
Some of the fastest clear times come from bowgun. Like back in what is it? So in Monster Hunter Sunbreak, there is a monster type called Risen monsters. So there is like there were these like essentially end game bosses. I believe Bowgun had some of the fastest times, or they had some of the most reliable times. At like, you could kill this monster in like 3 to 4 minutes.
Like at the appropriate level for you?
Yes.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so like this would be like end game, where monsters have like thousands of health and or would have like
That veil
they have like
protecting it is made of
10,000, like tens of thousands of health or something like that.
way to target it properly.
But yeah, no, like it's kind of insane.
And is the whetstone that's in this game like in every game, or is that unique for this game?
The whetstone has been in every game, but the fact that it's infinite is well, it's not new. It's been infinite since Monster Hunter World. In the past, you would have to go out and mine ore spots to get whetstones, or you would have to buy them from the shops.
Okay. I imagine they weren't too expensive though.
No, they were
Seeing as how
fairly
it's like
cheap.
a required thing.
You would, like, if you, in the past, the ore requirement for weapons used to be higher, and so instead of being, like, 4 pieces, like, maybe you would need, like, 6 or something. So, like, and then there's things called, like, relic weapons that you would need to go on, like, actual, like, ore runs to get. And so it was just like things that you would just get naturally. Alright, there we go. Can't be asked to stop on melee weapon for the win? Yeah, it's like that, Don. No, I wouldn't knock ranged weapons. They are kind of insane.
What are guild points?
Guild points are just like a secondary
Time to go.
a secondary resource. They are used for later on. You'll get these. You'll get the ability to make investigations, and that's what they're primarily used for. Otherwise,
Were you able to
I think
subdue it?
they're used
now?
for
That was a rather ferocious
for certain meals that you'll unlock
Come on.
way later, and I think. And they're also used for something else. In past games, they were used for, they were essentially meal. They were essentially like meal credits that you could use.
I was still hoping that I imagined the whole thing.
When you say meal credits, like the meals that like we like sit down and eat.
Yeah,
Right.
before I don't know if you still have to
real.
use. I don't know if you still have to use what's it called or not. You still have to use guild points to make those meals, but for the most part, that's what they're used for.
Okay.
They're just like another monetary resource, but with like I think more limited uses.
It's kind of like how in Warframe there's credits, and then there's the like special currency that you can use to like speed up stuff.
Yeah,
Actually, does Warframe still
platinum,
do that?
ducats, yeah. They still have all those like unique credits and stuff. It would be more akin to like ducats or ducats more than platinum. They're just
Okay.
used for different things.
Is that what we're after?
Honestly, I haven't. I
Race.
don't think I've played Warframe. I think the last update I played was the update that the open world first came out.
Well, there's nothing for
Oh,
us here.
Cetus Earth.
Let's head back to base camp.
They've added
Yeah,
so
that
much
one.
since then.
Could you give me some time to investigate?
That's what I
was
heard.
doing
My
here?
buddy Tim plays that game like religiously to this day. And he's been trying to get me back into it because he's like, hey man, there's like 500 hours more content than there was last time you played. And I was like, that seems like an exaggeration.
He's not.
And he was like, no,
exaggerating.
He was like, it's not.
He
And I
might
was like,
actually be
huh?
underselling it.
Really?
Yeah, so they've added a corpus area, open world area. They've added an infested area. They've added the Duviri paradox, which is like a it's like if you don't want to do like the like when when you restart, like it's where if you want to do like these challenges to unlock stuff rather than the tiles, there's Warframe 1999 where it's a storyline where it's like all the proto frames like before they were like before like the current like Warframes and before even some other frames. This is like the humans mixed with like the Warframe abilities and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Did they add anything else? Aside from the other Warframe stories, like the questline stories, they've added Railjack. Not very good, but they added Railjack after like forever. They've added things called liches, which are essentially faction-based bosses. Not unlike Stalker. Not as not as annoying as Stalker, but they can be kind of annoying. And did they add anything else?
I mean, this is already like it sounds like multiple games worth of content.
Yeah. Oh, and aside from sorties, they've added I think what Steel Run, which is after you complete the entire star chart, it's a stronger like tile set. I think I could be wrong about that last part because I haven't unlocked it, but it is where you fight like level 80, 90 stuff on the regular instead of just sorties. And yeah, Cookie, we're talking
That
about
sounds
Warframe.
like a good change. Seems like the late game is a lot more fleshed out than
Is it time to get
was,
back
if
into
that's the
Warframe 2,
case.
Cookie?
Because back when I played, you kind of just like fought the same things, but with slightly better stats until you got to the point where you just like one tapped the entire game.
Yeah, like now it's like people can do like insanely stupid stuff. Oh, they've added Rivens. I don't know if Rivens came out before or after Cetus, but they've added Rivens, which are essentially super mods for weapons. So like take for example like the Breton, right? Like if you had like a Breton Riven, you could have it's like be plus 120 damage, plus 100 and plus like 60% crit rate with like plus 60% crit damage, and it can only go higher from there. It's like kind of stupid.
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
Like I think I have like a melee Riven where it's like plus 160% damage and increase crit damage but at the cost of like slightly lowering my combo duration.
I mean, I'd say that's a worthwhile trade-off.
Yeah, like you can get some insane Rivens. I actually got back into Warframe a little bit like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've stopped playing it temporarily because my current new brain rot is I have reinvigorated my brain rot of Zenless Zone Zero, the other Hoyo game, and Honkai Star Rail, and not excluding Maple Story and a bunch of other stuff. I play a lot of games.
That's
it might
fair.
be too much, but
Do you go through phases of like there for a little bit you like fixate on one game and then it's like I can't handle this anymore and you go to another?
yeah. The only exception is Monster Hunter because I play that in I play it offline occasionally too. Like I don't get was it? Yeah, I play it off stream. I play it in bursts, so like I'm never super burnt out. But like there are times where like I played Final Fantasy 14 for such a long time, I burnt myself out on that. So I'm logging in, doing a couple tasks in the game, not really doing any progress stuff, and then I just log off and I don't touch it again for a couple days.
That one is the one that that's the MMO, right?
Yeah, it's the second MMO.
Second one.
Yeah,
There was one before that?
Yeah, Final Fantasy 11 is the first one.
Okay.
Love when you're in defense mission and
I just
Captain
know
Four
that
comes.
7 and 14
Yeah,
are the
I
two
don't
most
know
popular.
I don't know if they do that anymore though.
I don't know if I've ever played a Final Fantasy game to completion. Back when I had an SNES, I played Final Fantasy 3 a lot when I was younger, but like I was young enough that I didn't understand how to finish the game properly.
Yeah, I think when Captain 4 shows up, I think
I've actually
that's
been
only
thinking
on
about
Earth
picking
now,
one up.
and I think that's only during
When
like that
the
early
remake
section.
for 7 came out, I almost bought
And
it.
yeah, no, the open
Probably
world maps.
should,
There's three
honestly.
open world maps. Earth, there's like Grenier, Corpus, and
Especially with how good I heard it was.
Infestation. There's 3 maps. Yeah, I've only beaten 10, Final Fantasy 10. And that one's a fun one. I can definitely recommend that one. I'm like part of the
That's
way.
fair.
I'm part of the way through Final Fantasy VII Original. I'm like halfway through, and then I have played the remake and the little sides and the chapter 1.5 quote unquote of the remake. I have yet to play the new chapter of Final Fantasy VII, though.
Wait, has that game been coming out in installments, like a Telltale game?
Kind of. So it's like it's broken up based off of like the kind of like the CDs of original Final Fantasy VII. So Final Fantasy VII Remake is like the first CD of Final Fantasy VII, and then Rebirth is the next part.
Okay. I didn't even know that like the first game was split up. Is it like a really long game?
No, but I think the original is split up because of limitations. Because I believe it was it a PS1 game? FF7 original. FF7 original was a PlayStation 1 title, so like just because of how much data the games had, you kind of had to play them in CDs.
So it was kind of the first generation to move away from cartridges then, when they were still like figuring all that out.
I think they were still all CDs because was Final Fantasy 1 a CD? I think it was it a cartridge.
Final Fantasy 1 was definitely a cartridge because it came out for the NES.
Then yeah.
And then 2 also came out for the NES, and 3 was SNES.
Okay, then yeah, it was during the phase where like they were trying to step away from cartridges and move on to CDs. Maybe Final Fantasy VI was also CD because I think that one was also PS1.
I don't actually. Well, PlayStation I don't think the PlayStation 1 could handle cartridges, could it?
No, it was only CDs.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had the split up CDs thing just because like each CD couldn't handle all the information, and then that's how we get the parts 1, 2, and 3 CDs of the original Final Fantasy VII. Like you would reach a certain point, it would say, "Oh, please open up your, please open up the top, take the disc out, and please insert disc 2," and then you would continue from there.
Interesting.
Oh, but yeah, Cookie, if you
I don't
were in
know if
ads,
there's
a lot of road maps and there's a lot of grinding.
I've listened to like music albums.
They've added
from
so many
early
hours of
agencies
games.
like that.
There's so many hours in Warframe now.
That were like greatest hits albums that there were so many songs they had to split it up between like 4 CDs.
Yeah, it's
Queen
like
is the one that comes to mind for that.
yeah, it's like it's conceptual wise, it's like that. But Cookie, they've also added so many Warframes too.
Man,
You should
imagine
take a
being
look at
kid
them.
and not
They all look
understanding
pretty
that,
good.
like, this like big climactic thing happens to end like the first act of the game, and then that pops up, and you're like, oh, I gotta get up and go do that now.
Yeah.
Well, what can I do for you?
So, follow-up question: is there a way for me to turn off the like constant list of stuff that pops up on the left of my screen? Is that stuff that like I'm picking up, or that is just near me?
Oh, like the little pop-up stuff?
Yeah.
I think that is it an option? The only reason why I don't know is because I haven't turned it off.
Fair.
Because let's see, I'm trying to check for you if there is.
Also, I just began a quest. Whenever you want to, that's a fucking bug.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if there is an option to turn off, but I personally think it's one of those things where it's okay to keep on just because you never know if you'll need it, and it's like I think the item bar is like small enough to where it's like you'll be able to kind of phase it out of your mind.
That's fair. I just asked because I was very confused. I was like, I don't know if this is like just a permanent thing or if that's gonna go away. Because it feels like there's always stuff there, even when I'm not picking stuff up. I just didn't know if that was stuff I was picking up or if it was just like, hey, this is in the area and you can go pick it up.
Yeah, because I think if you pick up the items,
Stay clear of
I
it.
think the icon shows up on the... let's see. Can I pick up an item real quick? Oh yeah, it'll show up on the right at the bottom if you pick it up. If you're near something, I think... Yeah, that's just a list of stuff that's in your area.
Okay. Also, is there a better way to create wounds on them other than just hitting the same place repeatedly?
There is a skill later on that allows you to create wounds faster. I don't know, but like it's only for like very specific attacks. And there is a list online, but I wouldn't worry about it until you can unlock that armor set. Otherwise, just keep attacking.
That's fair.
Because you'll just make them anyway.
Does this guy look like deflated to you?
Yeah, that's his whole deal. He's filled with poisonous gas. So he can deflate. But yeah, I mean,
I
if
just
you're-
noticed that your cat companion is named Croquet.
Yeah.
And I love that.
I love those. I love that thing so much. Croquet or croquettes. They're so good.
Oh. Wait. I thought it was Croquet like the game.
The sport? No, this one is based off of the Japanese fried food.
I don't think I know what that is actually.
I think the sport croquet is spelled with one less T and E.
Okay.
So there's a Japanese dish called croquet, which is usually like some mashed potato. It's like so think of Scotch egg but without the egg.
Okay. That actually sounds really good.
So yeah, so like where the egg would be, so it's just like a big old like little mashed potato patty with some like maybe like some softened pea or carrot or something, or not pea, carrot or corn or whatever, and then just coated in panko breadcrumbs and then fried.
Yeah, that sounds really good. I don't know. I feel like foreign countries, like food from other places, I feel like other people just have food figured out way better than America does. Like eating like traditional American food. Because like, well, I don't know. Actually, what qualifies as traditional American food? I feel like we don't really have anything.
It is, I think it is more regional. Because there are
like-
like the if we go by stereotypical American food, it would be like burgers. But if you go with like historical American food, that might just be like American modified European food. So you'd have like some kind of like vegetable, some kind of mashed tuber or whatever, root vegetable, some kind of meat. Maybe a braised meat. Or something like that. Again, it's like, it's regional, I think. If
I
you
know
sorry.
where I live, people eat a lot of corn, a lot of potatoes, and a lot of fried food.
Yeah. So like in some areas, like maybe like a big traditional American meal would be like a crawfish boil, right? Or
Yeah.
like if you go into other places, maybe the big meal is barbecue. Barbecue is probably
barbecue
like,
do be good.
yeah, barbecue is probably the most American like type of cuisine, I would say.
Really?
It's just grilled meat, but like, and nearly every country that eats meat has a grilled meat. But the way that Americans do barbecue is wholly different. Is like very much different. Especially with all the
just thought
regional
everyone
types.
did barbecue similarly. I mean, I thought the main difference was like the sauce for barbecue and the stuff that's put in it.
I think it depends on the meat. So, like, I think Texas barbecue really highlights how well you can do brisket. While other types of
that's fair.
barbecue is, I think, some of it might be ribs, and that partially is the sauce, but I think it is, like, how they season the meat and how they kind of, like, or what they do to prepare it. Like, how one place would do ribs isn't how other places would do ribs. So like some use mustard as a binder, while some might use like maybe honey or a barbecue sauce mixed with the honey as a binder and all that.
Yeah.
You think so?
I don't know, man. I just know I like barbecue. That stuff's good.
There's so much to think about with food. Yeah, I mean, if I wasn't, if I wasn't stuck at home for COVID, I might have done my master's on food and anthropology.
Is that what your bachelor's was in?
Yeah, so my bachelor's and master's were in anthropology, and I did my thesis on transportation and anthropology.
I'm sorry, I'm ignorant. What is anthropology?
So anthropology is the study of, I mean, the broadest sense is the study of culture. It's most akin to sociology, but the way that anthropology like distinguishes itself from, it's like how people's livelihood and culture interact with the society around them, and how that also influences what they do and how they interact with other things around them.
Okay.
So it's like how your family grew up, or how you grew up with your family might have an overarching culture, but depending on alternative factors within that culture also determines how you interact with other things as well. Like how you think about public transportation, or how you think about different food types. And like how you, or different types of cuisine, and how you interact with other cultures that are around you or just so happen to be around you is one of those as well.
That makes sense. I guess it's more like sociology on like a macro scale.
It's kind. I think it's more. I I wish I knew more about sociology so I can make the distinction between the two, but anthropology kind of, I think, takes the individual, yeah, we'll take the individual and then, you learn about the individual, you learn about individuals, put that together, and then try to make it into a macro. So it's like, it goes from larger, I think it goes from smaller to larger in a sense. There's a lot of semantics.
I mean, I feel like that's the case with most fields, though. Like, there's so many fields, and there's so much overlap between them, especially when it comes to social studies,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term. That I feel like you're always going to have that, no matter what like direction you go and what field you're in.
Yeah. So, like, when I did my study, I interviewed, like, 12 people, all asking the same, like, personal questions on how they feel about, like, transportation within their city and stuff, like, what they think that could be better, like, issues, or, like, things that they like about it, issues they had with it, how much you depend on whatever transportation you're using at the moment and all that.
Might be able to use them as a trap.
And then I had to compile all that information together and then draw conclusions based off of kind of like the factors that kind of influence like these people, how that kind of connects to the greater sense of like this this greater cultural sphere or this greater social sphere, and how they all kind of exist and how they all kind of interact with each other.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds really... I don't know if I'd say... It sounds fun when you're doing, like, the interviews and you're comparing notes. But I imagine it's a lot of prep work and a lot of having to compare and contrast and a lot of, like, bookkeeping and bookwork you would have to do.
Yeah, you have to have, you have to have participation agreements. You have to have like these slight contracts to make sure that or to clarify them what the information is going to be used. You want it to be humane, so you have to get it past a review board.
So you're not allowed to just like study whatever you want and just ask what questions you want. You have to like get everything
if it's for so if it's for a published work and something that is going to be tied to something else, and like and if you want to be credible in any way, you need to you have to go through all of those processes. Otherwise, it could be flagged for being because you don't want because you want it to be ethical. You don't want to have like complications of like, yeah, this is personal research and the only like reviewing that is done is myself. So it's like, what I think is this is the truth or whatever. Because so anthropology has a very bad history of being racist, to say the least.
Better did it? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you just said.
Oh, yeah, so anthropology historically has issues of being racist just because of the time period it was kind of becoming popular and developing. Nowadays, the field as a whole has been doing its best to become more ethical, reduce the and reduce biases that develop into like racist conclusions and stuff. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of like the Kula trade of like these tribes of like the set of tribe in like Africa that did like trades, and like they would trade items, and like they would get on boats, and like they would like do this whole like daisy chain of like trading with like the tribes around them and stuff.
I have not. No. Shit, that didn't have my health.
Yeah, so the whole like thing about that was like it was done during an age where like if they did it now, there would be a lot of stuff where they would have to like reduce biases, control for certain things, and like kind of not make assumptions based off of personal beliefs, but like make assumptions based off of the information that is gathered.
So were people initially like going into it with their like preconceived notions and more just trying to prove those and like just look for a way to justify them?
Some of them, yes. Some came in to think like, or like there'd be like preconceived notions of like these groups of people aren't that like they aren't smart. They don't know what's or like they have a very primitive worldview. But when in actuality, it's like they just have a different worldview that makes sense to them. Like another part of anthropology is like taking what you know, making it strange. Like my professors love using the term, make the familiar strange and make the strange familiar. So like that would be part of like the deep ethnographic study of just kind of stepping back, kind of absorb the area that you're in, and like kind of taking up the point of like I'm in their like quote unquote I'm in their world, so what I know might be weird to them kind of deal.
Yeah. It almost feels like a giant case study of like nature versus nurture. In like the way it sounds like things used to be done versus now.
Yeah.
In a certain like twisted kind of way.
Yeah, it's definitely years of like stepping back and thinking about like how much influence do you as a person have on this community or culture that you're studying, because that is another thing or another issue that that has been brought up before. It's like because of like anthropologists like coming into like certain cultures, people would act a certain way just so they could get like more resources out of them.
Oh, okay. There's not a good way to deal with that, is there?
No, it's just like you just hang out with them, kind of like you don't go all in on like resources and stuff, but like you quote unquote you pay them for your time, whether that be like with like some food, some trinkets or whatever, or you like go out and help them. But like, again, this is for if you're doing that type of study. There's so many different studies nowadays. Like if you wanted to, you can do archaeology, that's part of anthropology. You can do linguistics, which is also part of anthropology. Physical anthropology, do you want to look at people's garbage, or do you want to look at like ruins and stuff? That's physical anthropology. It's different from archaeology because archaeology is looking at bones. Physical anthropology is looking at like refuse that is left over at like abandoned locations.
I definitely thought those were both archaeology, I'll be honest.
No, so archaeology...
That's what movies taught me.
Yeah, so... archaeology would be, I think, would fall under the lines of... Oh no, that's paleontology. Archaeology is like artifacts and bones, I think. Physical anthropology would be more like everything else. Or... No, actually, no, I'm wrong. So, you're right about the archaeology stuff. It's like bones, artifacts, and like the stuff that's left over. But physical anthropology is partially the stuff that is left over and how they construct the things that they did. So like
Okay.
physical anthropology would be how you would look at how people's buildings are made and how they differ from a different set of buildings that are made, and try to tell the difference between like the time period. So like the best example would be like, I guess, Victorian era housing, all the features that show up on there, and then modern housing and all the features that show up on there, and the differences between the two and what kind of era they reflect. Though I guess not up to like modern era, would be more like maybe early 2000s house building compared to Victoria era building. Like you can determine like how, like what people liked during the time, the resources that were available during the time, the money that was kind of that was floating around to make the stuff during the time, and kind of like what kind of, and you can draw inference on how people kind of felt about certain things during the time.
So,
There's a lot of fields of anthropology. Like there's medical anthropology, there's food anthropology. Nowadays you could probably do anthropology on popular culture. I could if I was still in school, I would probably do an anthropology on internet culture and the impact of VTubers within the space. Because I think that would be fun as hell. But I can't because I don't have the money, nor do I have the time, and I don't have that kind of job. If I did, you know, I would stop working where I currently work, and I would probably do that because I think that would be really fun.
that sounds really fun. I'm not gonna lie.
But yeah, it's like that's part of the reason why I got into that major, was because it has just learning about different people, cultures, and the like is fascinating. And
It sounds like there's a lot that goes into it. Like you'd have to get a lot of credits to get through it.
I think it's the same amount as any other thing. You do have to write a lot. Like my term papers were like 15 to 20 pages.
That is a lot.
At like 12,
I actually have no idea. I
yeah.
didn't go to college.
It's like what, 12 APA format, 12-point font, double space, or not, was it double space or was it 1.5 space? I think it was double spaced. Or sometimes not even double spaced.
I thought the standard was 1.5. But I might be
It's-
thinking of MLA formatting though.
It's one of the two. Either way, it was a lot. Because I I think I've had like some people that like major in
Well, what can I do?
other
for you?
things like in English, or not, like my brother majored in psychology. I think his term paper was 5 pages.
Jeez.
So yeah, no, there's a lot of reading and writing. So you learn a lot, but you kind of have to, because again, anthropology has a very rich history and a lot of stuff that you kind of have to watch out for just because of how long that history has been going on. Like, do you know like the history of like skull measuring?
No?
So there was a very, very racist and dated concept of different skull sizes, or essentially cranium sizes, determining that like some groups of people were stupider than others.
I have heard of that.
So, and then that has basis in like a field of anthropology, especially in regarding to bones. So I think that was archaeology or something. Either way, they try to use it to justify the fact that, like, oh, say some people are stupider than others, when in fact it's just regional differences and really doesn't make a difference. And like it's like you have to go away with your preconceived notions, kind of be open to what is being discussed, and like and kind of think about and think about your stance in this, think about their stance in this, and how they kind of, and like how, like, does your do you, being in your position interviewing people, have a position of power that may conflict with how their culture interacts? Because there are some times where if you're like, if in a culture, if you're talking to women as an interviewer, they might have different answers if they were talking to a female, if they were talking to a woman interview. Like, yeah, a woman interviewing them, and vice versa.
They'd probably feel more comfortable talking about private matters with a woman.
Yeah,
I imagine
and then,
in a lot of cases.
or like even like cultural matters for that case, because sometimes that's just how it happens. So
That's fair.
That's a thing that you have to watch out for some of the times if you're in that space. But depending on what you're talking about, it is dependent. So you do have to watch what you're saying, watch what you're asking, make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into, and just kind of remember and like reflect and remember your your stake in this, their stake in this, and all of that. That's why you have to go through review boards. You have to get your okays from whoever you're working for. But that's like for the scholarly anthropology field. There's, I think you still have to go through a review board if you want to ask questions in regarding to like user experience research. So like if you want to work for a company and they want help to improve whatever they have, that's what anthropology does too, where it's like yeah, draft up like a set of interview questions for user experience, get your answers, see what they say, and then you can also draft up deliverables on suggestions or recommendations that they can do to help improve the stuff that they're trying to do. Like if they wanna improve the app, they can. Anthropologies can do that. If you want to, if you're trying to design a retirement home based off of what people want from them, hire an anthropologist to interview all those people, see what they see the patterns and things that people kind of want, and draft ways that you think can help. It's a lot of fields, a lot of things you can do, and just overall, just it is a lot of fun. It's also a lot of work because I've spent. Well, there were days where I would just be spending months looking at data sets.
Like the same data sets where like you're trying to work on like the one thing?
Yeah. I've spent a month on a data set, like cross-referencing stuff to like things that I've read, trying to analyze and interpret what this like this set of data points do and all that kind of jazz. But you know, it's also part of the reason why I also like food too. Aside from it being really tasty, I have a firm belief in food. It can tell you a lot about people. Like what they like to eat, what they like to do, what the cultures that they derive themselves from, influences
That makes sense.
and all that, and just like where they're from and all that. It's like, it's honestly very fascinating. It is. I consider it to be one of, to copy off of other people. Food is one of the great equalizers that can break down like barriers between people. Aside from languages. And I think nowadays it might be video games. Though video games is still volatile as ever, but you know. And sorry for yapping for the past 15 minutes.
No, I'm curious. In fact, when you say that video games are more volatile, what exactly do you mean?
I mean in the sense that because of video games being anonymous, you can learn so much about people, but in turn, people can just straight up just be untruthful, or they can just be or they can just be what's it called? Or just be insanely hostile with little to no repercussions. So like you can get some of your bestest friends from video games, but you can also meet maybe some of your worst enemies through it too.
Okay. But wouldn't that be just like the internet in general, rather than just video games? Or...
Yeah, but like just because of how video games kind of set them, like it's definitely just not video games, but video games is like one of the facets of it, right?
Yeah.
Like you can play offline single player games and you can find a whole community about that. I think video games is more like it's a misnomer for me to say like video games can be volatile. It's like the internet can be volatile. It's just like video games for my example, it's just like a connection point, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Or I guess another potential connection point for the internet would be like Reddit or YouTube or like another major social media platform.
Yeah.
Or can act almost like an echo chamber or sounding board.
Yeah. So it's a lot of work. That's why the internet is also a really fascinating topic to just kind of talk about.
I can see that. I would really like to see like a detailed breakdown of like how the internet has affected society as a whole and like how people interact with each other. Because like I see tidbits of like information here and there that like people are trying to present as like, oh, look at this thing, but it's like I really want to know how these conclusions were made.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like the closest thing I've ever done was I've written a paper on how video games can help, like social, like a person's social aspect. Like maybe they're not too comfortable like speaking to people in real life, but when like with the video games and like with video games, right, or like MMOs, the fact that there is a social aspect to that video game just inherently based off of the type of game it is can at least help in some regard. And there has been studies on it where it has helped at least a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that makes sense. Like, if you're behind the screen and you're anonymous, I could see that giving someone the comfort to begin speaking to strangers and then them translating that into real life to be more comfortable with the idea of conversing with someone there.
Yeah. It is.
How do I get to this camp?
It is just, again, it's just how it is. But again, I've also been out of like the circle of anthropology for so long, so a lot of things could have changed since then. My teachings or my perspective on like the stuff that I've talked about so far could be outdated. It could be like misrepresented just because I've just been out of the game for so long. But I mean, it is fascinating. There's so much I can do within this major, even though I'm not doing it right now. But I'm glad that I took it. I'm glad that I majored in it, even though again my work does not reflect my major.
I mean, isn't that the case for like 60% of college graduates though? Like I don't think that's something to be like ashamed of or anything.
Yeah. Like I would love to do something like I would personally love to just get hired by like a research firm and just do research on things that I'm interested in. But the world's not that the world's the opportunity for that is like maybe like 1 in a million.
I can see that. Yeah.
Like, I could do my own personal studies, or I could just turn my streams, just like invite a person, just talk about absolutely nothing for like 4 hours.
I mean, that sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, once a week, it would be cool, but I already have too many ideas, and my ability to follow through on them is not very high. But-
I feel that on a spiritual level. Is it here?
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
On the bright side, at least you got to go and at least you got to learn it, even if you're not in the field now. That's definitely life experience that, like, I didn't get, that a lot of the time I wish I did go to college. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's always ifs and or buts. Or there's a lot of what ifs. There's, yeah,
If someone
yeah.
did offer you a job in the field, would you be, like, interested in going into it?
Yeah, I mean, if I could do the research that, or go into like that kind of like research type of field, and then be part of a team, and then like apply it to some ways, like, yeah, why not? I think that's fun. There's a lot to learn, a lot to do, and then maybe it could help out people in the long run. That's kind of why I did my study on transportation insecurity, because if there's a lot of places in the US where if you don't have a car, good luck getting anywhere.
I am in an area like that.
Like, I understand why, like, the infrastructure doesn't exist. I understand, or I at least I can understand why the infrastructure doesn't exist. But there's also a big old historical aspect of car companies really pushed public transportation out of the way.
I don't actually know much about that. My understanding is that they basically just went to the government and was like, yo, let me sell stuff.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of lobbying for automobile companies, for the government to develop freeways, highways.
And I guess from the government's perspective, especially as like the first few generations of cars were really becoming popular, that was the next big thing. And
yeah, and like if you go to your closest major city that has transportation infrastructure, think about how old it is, think about how outdated it is, and think about how new some of the new roads are, or like things for cars that there are. Like,
you know, I don't really have a good frame of reference for that. The only major city near me pretty much just has buses, and that's it.
yeah,
Just
no,
bus stops.
that's fine. But if you think about it, think about like how big the framework of the bus system is, and then look how far cars can go.
Okay, you're right.
If there was more money put into buses, there is a chance that it could go even further and have a bigger fleet and actually be a little bit more productive than cars, just in terms of how many people can go from one point to another.
I find it interesting that we moved away from trains as aggressively and as quickly as we did, like as a form of transportation, rather than just a way to get goods to and fro.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Especially when you look at countries in Europe and Asia that use a lot of trains to get around.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
how quickly they're able to do it.
I think on the internet there's a joke where a bunch of tech bros are rediscovering trains.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I think it's a joke within like the people that are really interested in public transportation. That like tech bros, like they have an idea of where like there's this like very efficient on rail thing that takes you from point A to point B or any place in between in a very fast amount of time that does not have to compete with traffic. And then like that is just trains. Like trains are fantastic from taking you to like cities to cities and stuff. But like to very specific destinations that are within the cities, not so much. That's why like buses or light rails exist.
Light rails, are those the little light cars you see in like London that are on the like smaller rails, kind of like going like through the middle of the roads?
Yeah, they're trolleys.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's,
Also, I began a quest. I believe you should be able to join it if you want while we
All right.
talk.
yeah. It is definitely one of those types of deals.
This looks similar to that spider creature I fought earlier. This is the wrong weapon. Hang on. Huh, I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, this is a different spider creature.
I feel like every like big monster game or show or what have you has to have like an obligatory spider creature or two.
Yeah, I mean this one didn't come out until Monster Hunter 4.
Really?
Yeah. The first one you fought actually started in this game.
Huh. I had just gotten like obliterated by an attack, and I just saw you like leap off your horse and just obliterate the monster and stun it for a second, and I was like, this is glorious to see.
Yeah. Welcome to Monster Hunter. You get to do so many cool stuff. That's why I'm trying to get
I will say,
a lot of siblings to play this game. A lot of them already do.
I will say that the game definitely has like the cool factor going for it. I think I said that when I streamed it the first time. But I was like, the game has the cool factor.
It's not a major change from past games because you can still do cool stuff in the past games. It's just that they've made it more action. If you look at gameplay from World to Rise, the coolness factor has definitely changed quite a bit. Or it has been
like,
improved a lot.
Is it the frequency or just the quality of the look and feel of the action?
It is the look and the feel of the action. Because in World, they've actually expanded a lot of movesets that older games didn't let you do too much. And then especially for the older weapons, like older game, there was a weapon called the Charge Blade where you just look really cool regardless of what you did. But like the weapon that I'm playing really only had like 2 moves. Now, and then in World, a lot of weapons got some new moves and some new stuff to play around with. In Rise, we just got a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Like
Crazy stuff as in like cool stuff?
Yeah, so you could do a lot of like crazy cool stuff in Rise. Do you know the gun lance? The lance that has a gun attached to it?
No, but that sounds awesome.
Oh, well, it's one of the weapons that you can have right now in the game. It's just essentially a lance So think of a bayoneted cannon that is your lance, and you have a lance shield.
Okay, yeah, that sounds really cool.
So one of the things you can do in Rise is you can jump in the air and then use one of your wire bugs and do a really cool move where you would put the lance behind you, and then you would just do a giant fire cannon move, and you just propel yourself forward.
Is that in this game?
I think so. I think it's part of your, like, one of the moves that you can do, I think. I could be wrong. I don't play Gunlance.
That's fair.
So, but like the stuff that you can do in Rise is technically not new, because you could do some of that stuff in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, where they had in that game, you could have a lot of really cool stuff because you had hunting styles. So one of the hunting styles you could have was Adept style, where you would, I think, where if you dodged at the right time, you would have like a slightly different attack pattern, and you would deal more damage. There was Alchemy style, where you would have this funny barrel that, as you attack the monster, you would gain energy for this barrel, and depending on how many times you shook it, you could use different items. So you could have like an AoE heal, or you can shoot a mortar fireball. It was really up to you. And then there was another style, which let me look it up real quick. Monster Hunter hunting styles. I think there was. I don't want to look up. I spelled style. There's a guild style, which is the stuff that we know now. There's a striker style, which is where we do like more, where we would have like heavy arc moves, which were like those wire bug moves that I was talking about earlier. Aerial style, where you could roll into items or monsters and just jump off of them and just attack.
Okay.
And then Opakana, welcome. 7 months, thank you kindly. But yeah, sorry. Then there is. Oh yeah, so Adept style is that like evade style, or you guard, and then you just do like these really fast counter moves. It was a lot of fun.
I wonder why they didn't include that kind of thing in here.
I think just to make it simpler, or not simpler, but just so it doesn't like clutter the whole kind of like game itself. Oh, here we go. The other style I'm thinking of is Valor style, where do you know the Japanese style of EI, where they would keep their weapon inside the sheath, and then they would strike at the right time, and then they put the weapon back into their sheath?
Oh, yes.
It's like that. That was one of the styles. It was very cool. But like the thing is, yeah, again, they kind of reintegrated everything to where the reason why they don't have the styles is that they actually combined them into the current hunting style.
So there's only the one style then?
Yeah, so currently in the game, everyone is using something called a guild style for each weapon. But a lot of the moves that came from the previous game do exist in this game. They're just integrated into that. So instead of it being like the old guild style, it's now all combined together to be what we have now. So we still have those coolness factors from the previous hunting styles. It's just part of the normal set, and it doesn't really affect us overall.
So it was like at some level a thought that they had.
Yes. But instead of having it separately for the different weapons to have like full on different hunting styles. They've all integrated to where, like, they've all integrated it so it's more fluid and everybody gets to have their own kind of coolness stuff. Plus, the hunting styles also made certain weapons a lot stronger than they anticipated. Like, Adept and Valor were busted just because of the fact that if you perfect dodged or you did the Valor stance, you basically did stupid amounts of damage, very little effort, and you wouldn't really be hurting all that much. That's why in Monster Hunter Generations, if you look at some of the fights in those games, those were some turbo monsters where they just attacked really, really fast.
Is it to help combat that kind of thing?
Yeah, because you can just make it a little crazier. That's why also in Rise, some of the monsters also had their own, like, crazy attack patterns and stuff.
So it wasn't just like boss mobs that were just like insane. It was kind of just everything.
It was still mostly the main monsters that like had the craziness to them. But yeah, it was essentially like kind of like that. It was a time. Monster Hunter Generations is still Generations Ultimate is still a good game. It is probably the most content any Monster Hunter we've had so far, even compared to the newer ones.
Even compared to this one?
Yeah. I mean, this one is still starting out.
Okay,
Like-
that's fair.
Like, we're in Title Update 1. We might have up to, like, Title Update 5 before they decide to, yeah, we're gonna go release the expansion. And then that will have, like, another, like, that will have, like, another 4 to 5 title updates.
Okay, so these games get a lot of support then.
Yeah. These games have, like, at least a 2-year support window where they'll just keep pumping out content, and then after that they might have like 1 or 2 like final quests that they'll allow you to do, and then they'll move on to, or they'll start showing off the next game.
I wonder how much of the dev team has to be dedicated to supporting versus building the new game during this. Because building a game like this, I imagine, takes a few years.
Yeah, I think for them it's like they kind of like split. So like they'll start preparing like stuff at a certain point, but for now they'll put in the support. I think after like once it hits around like the last title update, or around the last title update, or a little bit before that, they'll start like splitting off and then start preparing that new game.
That makes sense.
You bring an update, you ask the Sonic and work on your comm, and they said that she'd be able to get through this December, but might be able to get it
I'm
by
going to be
July.
honest with
Ooh.
you. About
Nice,
5-10
Kana.
minutes ago, someone just tried to call me from work. So, are you okay if I mute real quick and go give them a call back?
No worries. I might actually end because I do have another collab in about an hour and a half, and I do want to get some food.
How dare you want to eat? How dare you have basic human needs?
But, oh, hi Vesper. Look, I'm playing with our other VTuber sibling, Bird.
Greetings.
But yeah,
He
no,
actually popped to my chat the other day. It was glorious.
Yeah, Vesper was also saying like, yeah, he's just reconfirming like, yeah, they do, they do that for the like the support thing, and also concurs that the game is amazing.
Which game? Generations or this one?
I think, yeah, this one.
Yeah, this game. I'm not gonna lie. I really like this game so far.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear.
I have a hard time caring about the story because it feels like I was just thrown into it with no explanation of who anyone is. But the actual gameplay is really good.
Yeah, I mean, the story is that you're a hunter. You're set out on this like expedition to explore this new world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a whole bunch of like scholarly stuff to basically say, like, oh, here's your team. Here's Alma. She'll be joining you for this. She's your guild representative and the scholar that will be part of your informational journey. Here's Gemma, that's part of your fleet, and you're just setting up base, exploring the world in front of you, and see what's going on. And you're helping out Nata because he's a small child. You just found him just straight up in the desert, and yeah, that's basically what it is.
When I first met the character Nada, like, if you go back and you watch my stream, for the first, like, 30 minutes, I kept calling him a boy, and I was like, that's not a boy. That don't look like a boy. And then he talked, and I was like, oh, never mind. Nope, never mind. Yeah, that's a boy.
You know, he's a boy that kind of had to fend for himself for a little bit. But yeah. Well,
And then he suddenly knew our language, and I was like, huh.
Hail Lan. I mean,
Interesting.
everyone in this game, they speak Monster Hunter-ese.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think if you hear characters off in the distance, they speak Monster Hunter-ese, but when you talk to them, they speak English.
Okay, so it's more just like, in a lore sense, they speak one language, but because we're playing a video game, they're like, yeah, we better translate that so you understand what's actually being said.
Yeah. And some people don't like reading subtitles, so...
That's fair. It's fair.
But yeah, I'm going to... I think I will end here. So I can go eat dinner. And so I can at least
Yeah.
rest up a little bit before my other thing.
Well, thank you for playing with me and guiding me through the game, and I really enjoyed the conversation. Don't know if you did, but I would greatly enjoy doing something with you again
Yeah,
at some
for
point
sure.
in the future.
If you Monster Hunter is always good to go. I'm also good if you want to play if you want to get into Warframe 2 again.
I might, honestly. Like, a lot of my friends have been trying to get me into like playing it again, so I might, honestly.
And then yeah. Again, thank you for asking to play with me. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, no, for sure. You seem really chill. I like you a lot. Like, every time we like messaged before this, you were like the most chill man I've ever met in my life, and I
Oh.
enjoy your stream. So I was like, I want to interact with this man more.
Oh, I'm honored. But yeah, thank you again. We'll definitely have to set up another collab and try to get more siblings to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But-
I don't know if you saw in the collab channel, I posted a poll to see if people would be interested in a Minecraft server. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
Okay, cool. But yeah. I'm going to go answer that phone call.
All right.
You have a nice one, man.
Thank you, thank you. I will be lurking in your chat later on.
Glorious. I think I'm probably going to be playing Five Nights at Freddy's when I get back. I'm probably going to go take that call and take like maybe a 10-minute break. And then I'm probably going to come back and play some horror games. Because I did that the other day, and that was a lot of fun.
Okay.
And
so that sounds
chat
good.
seemed to enjoyed it.
Alright, yeah.
Right.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
See you in
see
the
ya.
Discord. And I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
See ya. Alright. Well, let me snooze that. Thank you. I'm going to end my stream for right now. I will actually be back in about an hour and a half to play some Apex with Rio and Donaby. So it's only going to be a brief break, but I do want to let my computer cool down a little bit and get something to eat. Let me actually shout out my VTuber sibling real quick, since I'm playing with them, or since I played with them. General Bird. I think that should... Does this work out? There we go. please check him out. He's my VTuber sibling. He's pretty cool. He plays a lot of Warhammer games every time I've seen him. And he plays for quite a while when he does stream. But yeah. I don't... Ooh, should I raid anybody today? I want to say thank you to... Thank you... Thank you, Ferb, for the follow offline. Thank you, Neko. Thank you, Goober. Thank you, Mocha, for stopping by. Thank you, VL, Meanuts, Don, for coming in. Thank you, Jay, for the bits and for hopping in. Thank you, Rishi, for the raid. Thank you, Leroy, for the follow. Thank you, Rico, Joro, for popping in. Thank you, Kana, for the resub. And thank you, Lan, for stopping by. I will, Kana, if you're still here, I'll talk. That's pretty exciting, man. I'll talk to you more about it. It's exciting stuff. And yeah, is there anybody online that I want to raid? I can raid. Oh, who should I raid? There is a lot of people playing the game. And I don't know. If anybody is here, this is the raid message if you'd like to join me. If you don't need to, or if you don't want to, that is fine. I'm just deciding who do I want to raid. Because let's see. Bird's gonna be playing FNAF soon. Gold is playing Oblivion. Gumi's playing Zenless. Remy's playing Wuwa. Somni's playing Repo. Infree's playing Arena Breakout. Yuki's playing Blade and Soul, and then Kuki is playing Mahjong Soul. And I don't know who to raid. I could raid someone new. I could put all their names in a wheel. Let me wheel. Bird. Gold. Let me snooze that one more time. Rem. Infree. Gumi. And then I think I'll do that. Spin the wheel. Okay. Well then, we are going to raid into Solarticus, who is playing Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Slash raid. Solarticus. There we go. If you'd like to join me, please do so. If you don't, that is fine too. Thank you everybody for stopping by. Thank you again. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the resub. And thank you everybody for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys in about an hour for stream. So, yeah. See you guys in an hour. Bye.
Bye.